Booyakasha!
I look like a nerdy hillbilly.
Yowie wowie!
Fuck you.
Yeah, yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I am in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it is Sunday, and whew, what a Sunday it is. I'm stressing, ladies and gentlemen, stressing in a major way. You guys see my jersey here? I'm a big time Indiana Pacers fan. It is game 7 tonight. It's going down. My God, I'm sweating bullets. I'll be there in Gainbridge Fieldhouse for the watch party for game 7. It's going to be a great time. And man, I can't let anybody see my eyes right now. I can't let them see the stress in my eyes. I got to put my shades on here, household, because I am nervous. I am sweating. I am anxious. And the only thing I know how to do to get my mind off of such a monumental game, quite possibly the first championship in Indiana Pacers history, in the history of the NBA. Of course, they're three-time ABA champions, but this ain't the ABA. This is the NBA, and they haven't won one yet. They're looking at it tonight. The only way I know what to do and how to calm myself down is to talk a little wrestling. And guys, it is Sunday here at In Your House. That means it is time for the Sunday house party. And ladies and gentlemen, you know when I have the Sunday house party, that means we usually talk things on SmackDown. And when I'm talking SmackDown, I got to talk to our guy that covers SmackDown every single week. That is, of course, my man. He's the blue-eyed villain himself, the Grunmeister. What is up, man?
What is up? It is a lovely, actually, no, it's not a lovely Sunday. Weather kind of sucks here in Pennsylvania right now, but
Oh,
yeah, it sucks. Well, you know what? When you have a lot of heat, that brings the rain.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man, but Gun, you're our guy on SmackDown,
I
but you
am,
know
yeah.
what? You messed up. You didn't even watch SmackDown, man.
Uh,
What happened? What happened?
well, I mean,
Tell the household what happened.
oh, you know what, Mom? My brother is home from Maryland for the week, so we were just spending time together. That's all right. So just spend time with family. And yeah, I messed up. I heard about the John Cena promo. I heard about Zelina Vega defending her title next week on Friday against Julia, which hopefully pray to God that Julia wins and does something with this women's US title.
Yes, man, because I was talking to my son and I was like, I think Triple H might hate the Women's United States Championship. Like the direction it's gone in has just been not great to me. Well, we can talk more about that as we dive deep into SmackDown because usually when I get a chance to talk to this man on Sundays, I also talk to him on Thursdays as well. We usually talk about all things extreme then, but now we got to talk SmackDown, and we have a really big topic for you guys a little bit later on in the episode. I'll talk about it in a second. But first, I got to bring on the producer of the show. That is the voice, Josh Joseph. What is up, man?
How goes it, House? How goes it, Grun? How goes it, Household? Grun's friends? Any Chaos Goblins out there? It's an ECW privilege to be a part of this show, I guess. That's where I'm going to go with this. It's an ECW privilege. I absolutely love the fact that we're here on a Sunday and we're talking wrestling and we're talking all things that we love here. SmackDown. We're going to talk some really cool shit, and we're probably going to poke fun at Grun. Just for fun,
That's
Grun.
what we do. We love to talk. We just love to talk cool shit, and we love to poke fun at Grun. That's one of our talk wrestling and poke fun at Grun. That is some of the top things that we love to do here at In Your House. But we're gonna do that and more because voice, Grun, household. A little bit later on, we have something really cool for you guys. And what could that be? Oh man, the only thing I could think to say about this is because we got a really big episode. Later on, we're going to be talking top 10 favorite pro wrestling themes of all time. We're not talking about most influential. We're not talking about your guys' favorite. We're talking about our personal favorite top 10 themes of all time. So if you don't like our listing, you can head to the door right now, ladies and gentlemen, and that's going to be super great. But first, we got to talk some SmackDown. Voice, I know you got a chance to sit down and watch it, so I got to throw it to you on this one because Voice was, or Grun was spending time with family. But Voice, what was your overall thoughts on this past Friday's SmackDown?
I loved it. I thought this SmackDown was a story pushing episode. We got a lot of fun. We got a really good interaction with Tiffy and Nia. Nia really I think Nia's really coming into her own outside of the ring when you just put a mic with her and things like that. I know that's like one of the top things talked about with her, and people like really applaud her with her on the mic stuff, especially in this Tiffany storyline. But I would like to say to you, House, because you've seen it, what is up with the coordination attire between Nia and Tiffy? That leopard print. They both had leopard print somewhere on their attire. I don't know, man. Something seems weird about that.
Do you
Like
feel
it
like
might be.
because my wife is a fan of leopard print and she called that out when I was watching it. So are you thinking I mean, all in all, it could be a coincidence, but are you insinuating that they might be coming back together?
That's what I'm insinuating. I think it's an Easter egg, a breadcrumb, because here's the thing. If you look at Nia Jax's attire of that night, the leopard print does not make sense on it. It looks added in. It looks like a breadcrumb. Now,
Right.
Tiffy's was completely leopard print. So hers obviously makes sense because it's the entire outfit. But a
Right.
green, black, sheer outfit from Nia Jax with accented by the same leopard print that Tiffy has, like, why? Well, like, if you're a $1 billion company, why would you do that? Like, if it's not something that you're trying to add in. To me, that just looks really stupid. And I don't know how much you remember of the interaction from Friday with them, but peak voice moment of SmackDown was exactly when Nia Jax, she does the big splash on Tiffy. She goes to the side and she looks at the crowd and she does this move to the crowd. She does double dildos to the face to the crowd and then walks over to the commentary. And then Naomi tries to come out and cash in.
Yes, yes. So let's stay there for a quick second because Naomi tried to cash in, and every time, like I knew it wasn't going to be successful. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that all of us should know. Anybody with half a brain should know that how many they always, unless it's going to be like a same night cash in or a next night cash in, they don't ever not tease. So I saw her come out and I was like, yeah, she's teasing. That's all that's going to
Yeah.
happen. Naya's going to stop her, you know. And I will say this because one interesting wrinkle in all of this is the fact that Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax are going to have a last woman's standing match next week for the women's championship.
Booyakasha.
That could possibly be an opportunity for Naomi to cash in. And the reason I say that is this voice and Grun. It's because um a last man standing match, last woman standing match is one of those matches that are very physical and brutal. You have to incapacitate your opponent to a point where they cannot answer the count of 10. So that means you have to beat the absolute brakes off of your opponent so they can't get up in 10 seconds. So I want to throw it out here for you guys, you Grun. I don't care. I don't care who answers first. Voice of Grun doesn't matter. What's the odds that we could see a successful cash in Friday night?
I actually don't think the odds are 100% because now the match that pops up in my mind when you say you have to is, well, not necessarily, because John Cena had a last man standing match against a certain animal from Washington D.C.,
I
Dave Batista,
remember.
and John Cena didn't incapacitate Batista because Batista would not stay down. What John Cena did, he taped Batista's
I
ankles
rem.
to the ring post. He was down. It may have not been legitimate. You could probably argue that, but it was still a win because everything was allowed in that match. So this, so
True.
I would not put it past Tiffany to do something underhanded and dirty like that to Naya, because that
Mhm.
would protect Naya in the defeat, making it look Tiffany look a little bit weak, but smart, and forcing one more match between the two, potentially at SummerSlam, which I think would be more likely for the cash in.
Hmm.
True. True. SummerSlam would definitely be a more memorable cash in than a random SmackDown. Now we can say what we want because Tiffany cashed in on a random SmackDown, you know, but
Yes.
I do think the cash in would be more memorable on SummerSlam. But I'm going to throw it to Voice. Before I say what is up to our guy, Jack, what's up, bro, over there in the UK? We appreciate you dropping in on us. But Voice, what's your thoughts on a Naomi cash in Friday night, this coming Friday night? Not the past one, obviously, but this coming Friday night on SmackDown.
Um, well, I mean, if you're gonna play Naomi's mind games, it would be the perfect opportunity. And you pull the Seth Rollins and you wait until the end when everybody is exhausted and there's no one left to stand besides the winner. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, we've all seen last man standing matches, and the amount of energy, the amount of force, the amount of violence you have to use, by the end of it, you can barely stand yourself. I've seen people use the turnbuckle to stand up. I've seen people grab a hold of the ref and pull themselves up. I've seen those things. So therefore, why not cash in right there? When you're Naomi, your time is limited in which people are going to figure you out. And in this realm that she's in, she needs to take every fucking advantage that there is. It's like Cartman said in that episode where he became the teacher. How do I teach these kids? You cheat. You just cheat. Bill Belichick, he cheated. Yes, you find the loopholes. You figure it out. You obtain what you desire because this world will not give it to you. You have to fucking take it. And Naomi realizes that. And this is the perfect opportunity for Naomi to become exactly what I've said she's going to become for the past 2 years.
Oh my
Yowie
God.
wowie.
That is one hell of a take right there to say that. And here's the thing, it's not crazy because I've been here talking to you, man. I've been on these shows with you. You have literally been speaking and championing Naomi's name for a couple years now, man. And now we're playing the slow game. I think that, like our man Fight In said, he said the cash in for women is 100%. It does have every single woman that has cashed in has successfully cashed in, which does make it a 100% history rate. And I think that's going to continue. I think that Voice makes a good point that I think that with Naomi, she's went on record
Mm,
and she has said, I've only got about 2 years left. I'm
yeah.
not going to be wrestling for much longer. So I think that that could happen. But it looks like our guy Jack says that he could see a failed cash in with the women's matches. You could see Jade cost her the match. Now that is also possible. That is also possible. Let's talk about Jack's thought a little bit. What do you guys think the chances are that we can see Naomi unsuccessfully cash in because of Jade Cargill, and we fuel that rivalry between the two?
I
Anybody who
I
wants?
don't I don't think so. I don't think so, and that's more because recently Chelsea Green did comment that she wants to be the first woman to fail the cash in, and I think there's more in that. I think it would be better if it were Chelsea because Chelsea's at a point in her career she's made herself out to be a great star, whether she wins or loses.
Yeah,
Naomi, I think this persona needs to win the cash in. Needs to. I don't know how long the title reign should be, but I think her cash in should absolutely be a successful one, and let Chelsea Green win next year and let her be the first woman to fail because her entire run in WWE since she's
you own
returned
it.
has been everyone's got a conspiracy theory against me. Everyone's working against me.
I like that, Grun.
I don't
But
hate
you
it.
could also play in Naomi's world and cost her, like I believe Nightwing was bringing up. You cost her that, and then where the craziness goes.
Mm,
But to me, if you're going to put Naomi and Jade against each other, for Jade's benefit, it has to be for a title.
yeah.
It has to be for a
Hey,
title.
let me jump in here real quick. Sorry to interrupt you. Let me jump in here right quick. What do we think about the possibility of Naomi cashing in, successfully cashing in, uh, on Friday? Let's say this coming Friday. She's champion, and Jade Cargill wins the Queen of the Ring tournament, which would set them up a match at SummerSlam. Just
I can
saying.
see
What
that
do you think?
I can definitely see that happening. That definitely solves the issue of like how do you protect Tiffany's first reign as champion? Because it hasn't been terrible, but it hasn't been great.
It really dropped off after WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so you gotta figure out how do you get her out of this. A win over Nia Jax, and then Naomi steals it with the cash in, and then you have a blood feud for the women's title at SummerSlam between Jade Cargill and Naomi.
I if I'm going to be honest, I don't like this.
Okay.
I don't like this setup at all. Not your setup, what they're doing, where they're bringing Tiffany back to Nia
Mhm.
Jax. in her story. If you want Tiffy to have a meaningful run, quit bringing Naya back into it. Give her something new. Let her work. We have
I
seen,
am tired of seeing those two tangle.
Yeah.
like, come on, let's move past it, because Naya, you can leave Naya in the background and just have her do big matches here and there, without doing a title run, and then let Tiffy develop. Let her try to develop some type of storyline outside of the Nia Jax things, because if
Mhm.
we're going to give Tiffy a fair chance and let her cook at this run, honestly, bringing her back to Nia and then having Naomi fucking come in and possibly steal everything from her, that kind of says shit. Like, that doesn't say that the writers know what to do with her. To me, the writers are drawing a blank with where do we go with Tiffy from here.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think the more I've thought about it, and I love Tiffany Stratton. Don't get me wrong. I
Yeah,
don't get me wrong at all. But I feel like she's hit a wall. I feel like she has hit a
But
wall, and they need to go in another direction with her. Because is she champion? Yes. Can she wrestle? Yes. Has she come into her own on the mic? Yes. But like, I hate to say it. I hate to be the one to say it, but Tiffany has gotten a little stale.
a little bit.
yeah,
It sucks, but you know what? Like, this happens to a lot of wrestlers. Even like, I praise Seth Rollins up and down all day, but he there were moments where he got stale. But at the same time, at that point, he understood the process of storytelling. And understood, okay, it's time for a change. John Cena, same thing. Stale, time for a change. Change, like
Yeah.
you can't become better unless there are things going wrong. Because you need that adversity.
yeah. The chase,
Yeah.
Yep.
like
Yeah.
we
For
always
sure.
talk about. That's
Exactly. And you know what? And I'll just a real quick point, voice. I just want to say this really quick and get this out. All of the greats got stale before, and they kicked out of it.
true. The one I'll say that is about to be a future great, who I enjoyed him having the title more than his chase for the title, Jacob Fatu. He is the unicorn
Oh yeah,
in that
Yeah.
that equation. For some reason, Jacob, you put a title on him, you put him chasing a title, people are drawn to him. They don't care. Like, they just want Jacob.
yeah.
He
People are nuts for Jacob.
yeah. Him and Braun Breaker, it's that explosiveness. It's people love wrestlers that are explosive on the mic. They got that, you can call it generic kind of pro wrestler energy, but it's like, when it's done right, there's nothing better. There's
Let's
nothing better.
let's call it foundational based
Okay.
wrestling, because
Okay,
generic, to me, you could we hear all these greats talk about the foundations of wrestling, and to me, being a mic, having those little things that we know, heel, face, bad guy, good guy, all those things. If you can get that right, like, for example, Grun, one of your favorites, Chelsea Green, people love her. Is
yep.
she the best in the ring? Fuck
No.
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 I just watched her and Charlotte botch a head bounce off the top turnbuckle that looked like two kindergartners that were playing. Did you see wrestling last night? Yeah, I did too. Doot. And that's what they did. But give her a mic, give her a group of people, give her this conspiracy storyline, and Chelsea Green is fucking money all day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, most certainly. Like, and when I think of like generic wrestlers or something like that, I think of names like, I don't know, Maven or Ted DiBiase Jr. or those guys were so Mark Dijak or Jirac, or what do you know what I'm talking
So,
about?
yeah.
Ginger
Like those
Act.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Uh, they feel generic to me. I don't like Braun Breaker. I could see where some people could say he started out and kind of looked. It was a little generic, but like you can tell that they are trying to put a little bit more meat on those bones. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And with
Mhm.
Jacob Fatu, he just has a crazy aura about him to where it's like there's nothing generic about this guy. The way he walks, the way he talks, the way he wrestles, the way the size that he is, and the style in which he wrestles, like that's what I think. And even Nightwing is saying here to our guy Jacob Fatu has that aura around him, like he is a normal guy like one of us, but moves like he does things in the ring that are amazing, and on the mic he is on another level. I agree with that. He just brings the energy every single time that he's on the mic. One thing that I noticed that Jacob Fatu is doing is that he's intentionally creating those catchphrases for himself that the crowd picks up to. I'm all gas, no breaks with it. You know what I mean? Like that's his thing, and people know it because of him now. It's almost like the like that type of thing. When you can take something and make it your own to where you could put it on a shirt, even yeet, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just one of those things where if you can create things like that, then you've got something. Exactly. Excuse me. I remember that on a shirt. I also
Yowie
remember
wowie.
Yeah.
I
that
got
was
a
on a
Yowie
shirt
Wowie
too.
shirt.
So that's exactly. So like that's my point. Jacob Fatu is to me in my eyes checking all those boxes.
Yeah,
Definitely.
you 100%. And like we were discussing, I believe Chelsea Green's getting to that level. She's going to be there, and Tiffy, I think she can get to that level. She is
Yeah.
just, I mean, Naomi's proven she's there. Anything she's doing is turning to gold. People are following her. Even Solo, in his slow turtle race of it, he is
Yeah.
becoming something people are enjoying.
He
And
is.
once
Yep.
Like,
6 months ago, we were all saying this
Boring.
needs to end.
yeah.
We are done with this. This is
Yeah.
boring. But he has figured it out. So yeah, I love where we're at right now on the SmackDown world. They were in Grand Rapids last night
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Friday night. So it's just I'm really enjoying SmackDown.
Yeah. I enjoyed it quite a bit too. I want to show some love to the chat. OG Tony says, "Hey guys, what is up, OG? We always appreciate you coming in and joining us." And I wanted to bring that in real quick, but let's shift gears real quick about a man that we were just talking about. And I just brought up his catchphrase. That's LA Knight. And he actually opened the show. And that was very interesting to me. Of course, we know the confrontation that he had with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. But one thing that really stood out to me, Voice and Grun, LA Knight opening the show. Now, why would that stand out to House? Why would that stand out to me? Why does that even matter, right? Who opens the shows mainly? The top stars.
Yeah. You.
Those are the main ones who open Raw, open SmackDown. They opened with LA Knight. And that tells me that you want to talk about small, slow turtle development. That's exactly what it seems like it's been with LA Knight. He's had a couple of U.S. title reigns. He's been in situations where he's fought for the undisputed championship. It looks like he's in a situation where he could be feuding with Seth Rollins and his faction. Is he going to move? I've even thought he might move to SmackDown because it might be a better situation for him to win the World Heavyweight Championship on SmackDown instead of, all up in John Cena's space and what he's probably going to do with Cody. And we'll get to all that stuff. But like, I think the trajectory of LA Knight is changing, and I think we need to have that discussion. LA Knight is somebody I know that our guy Hype is not a huge fan of. I believe Voice is kind of in the same realm, but
Oh, I'm there
it's
with them.
undeniable to me that there's little signs to me in my eyes that I think the trajectory is about to change. Voice, you watch SmackDown. Once again, I want to hear from this perspective of a guy that isn't an LA Knight fan, that actually doesn't see it in him. What are your thoughts on the current trajectory and where the trajectory of going is LA Knight?
You want my thoughts?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with LA Knight. I don't care about him. I mean, I understand he's getting fandom. I'm with Jones. I'm his second mate on that ship, and we are steering it to coasts that have no LA Knight in sight. I don't get it, to be honest. Like, I understand. For me as a fan, I understand where other people get it. He's got slivers of Stone Cold in him. He's got slivers of Orton at his peak. He's got
Mhm.
slivers of The Rock being on a mic. I get all of that.
Mhm.
But for me, if you're not making it your own and just having LA Night, yeah, okay, sorry, it's not. That's three what's in a row for me. You know,
Right. Right.
that's where I'm at with that. Now, if you were to come out there and maybe, I don't know, not perch yourself up on the rope and look like the douchebag that we all think you are, that would probably help. Um, you know, there was guys who just leaned into the ropes, and that was more of a fuck you than, to me, just perching up on the ropes. If you're not the right guy to do it, you look like an asshole. You look like an asshole up there on two strings with some cushioning at your back. And just everything that he's doing isn't hitting with me. Um, I see why people like him. I see why. I mean, he's definitely very into his fans. He's definitely very charismatic on a mic, and the dude can move. But if I'm watching an LA Night match, yes, is it talked about in a Cena match, the 5 moves of doom? Yes, but I'm feeling that with LA Knight too. And I catch him a lot talking into the ear of his opponent. I'm sorry. What took me out of being a fan of The Rock back in the day was seeing him blade himself at a Mania. That took me away from the fandom because I want to believe. I'm sorry. LA Knight,
Right.
it's just mid card genius. I love him there, but putting him up to the upper levels, I don't get it. I don't understand it. But that's just me.
Sure. I got you. I got you. What about what about you, Grun? Once again, no, you didn't watch it or whatever, but like I said, to me, the indication that he started out the show feels like the trajectory is changing. Of course, you know he has been feuding with the Seth Rollins faction. I don't really know where that's going or why that even started. To be honest with you, it just kind like LA Knight just showed up on a Monday Night Raw and just started fighting them. So I just like I don't get that. But where are you at with LA Knight at this point?
At this point with LA Knight, I think WWE I think it's definitely another situation where I think I think you can compare it to Jey Uso in the lead to them eventually making him the choice to win the Royal Rumble and to defeat Gunther at WrestleMania. I think they want to see how do fans react. Does LA Knight get the same kind of reactions that Jey Uso is getting? Um, I am not quite sure if LA Knight's going to pull it off because look, when he was Eli Drake in TNA, he was very viral. It was great. The But that was also almost 10 years ago now. Oh,
Right.
and LA Knight is supposed to be a slightly different version of Eli Drake. And while I think LA Knight is going to be a great wrestler, a great performer to have for the live audiences, for a show opener, for maybe middle of the show to keep people excited and interested, I don't think he's going to be world champion. I don't see it. I know there are people that are definitely going to be upset for me hearing that, upset me saying that. Well, look, here's the grand scheme of things. WWE, they want to make sure that everybody in NXT that's going to be big stars like Obafemi, Trick Williams, who else? Jordan
Mm-hmm.
JC Jane, Tatum Paxley. They want to make sure those people have a long, healthy, great career. So when they bring in someone that's a bit older, like LA Knight, like Karrion Cross, they have to make sure that if they're doing it, that they can benefit those individuals, those older talent, but also those older talent can make sure that they are able to put over the younger talent when the time is right.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I'm not. LA Knight definitely plays like the the stereotypical like big time bravado, cocky type character. But everything I hear about him in backstage is that he actually is a pro. So I think when the time comes, he'll put over whoever they tell him to put over, no matter how he feels about it. But I don't know. I just feel like when I noticed that he came out to start the show, that was very telling to me. Like, once again, it could be one of those things where it's like, hey, House is reading into something that's not even there, but it's worth the conversation in my eyes for sure, to see where he goes next. And
Definitely. And
let's talk about the next thing. Oh,
well,
go ahead. I didn't know you had another
yeah,
point. Go
yeah.
ahead.
There's just one more thing we gotta to the people that really that think LA Knight does not deserve this at all and don't understand at all, that aren't like Josh, or at least understanding why LA Knight is liked. Like LA Knight, when he wasn't on camera, when he wasn't really doing anything on TV with WWE, you know what he was doing? He was working with 2K in the motion works. He was doing the
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
moves, the entrances. He was doing all that stuff for WWE 2K games. Means pretty much every entrance, every move, he was involved in doing it.
Is that why there's so many glitches?
I, I don't. So
Sorry, I'm just fun. I'm here for the comedy,
I
Fred.
know you are, but it's,
Exactly.
but it's like, but anyone who's like, look, LA Knight, I absolutely believe he will do what was best for business,
Yeah.
because he's all for making WWE better than it was.
Yeah. I just if
Mhm.
if it was me running the show, I'm going with Karrion Kross opening
Hell
the
yeah.
show. He's got natural heat behind him right now.
Mhm.
He's got the
Mhm.
fans going for him. They're pushing. That's where I would have put my money, but I can understand where they're seeing LA Knight. So
I don't understand why there's not room for both. Why is Karrion Kross not getting pushed? What is going on? I mean, that's a whole nother conversation that we could have, or
true.
I could, since he's a Monday Night Raw talent, you guys can discuss it on Window Lickers. Me and Annie can discuss it on the Raw deal. But I think there is a discussion to be had there with Karrion Kross, because that kind of bothers me that he's not, he's not getting featured prominently in the ring.
Hmm.
But somebody who made their return to the ring just recently, we saw her go at it in a semifinals match against Alexa Bliss. That's Asuka. Asuka came back for her, last week in the Fatal 4-Way, and now she's back and she's continuing her climb towards the Queen of the Ring tournament. Let's talk about it. Asuka comes back, wins, beats Alexa Bliss. Looks like Alexa Bliss is heading into something with Charlotte Flair. Listen, let me say this real quick. I got to get this off my chest to you guys and the household. I was there when Alexa Bliss returned to the company at Royal Rumble. I'll say this: she got one of the biggest pops of the night, and that's the cold facts. That's the truth. She got one of the biggest pops of the night. Since then, she has not compelled me in the slightest bit at all. She's a grown woman walking around with a doll, feeding, trying to feed it fucking cake pops and stuff. Like, I'm like, you're a grown ass 30 something year old woman with a child. What are you doing? This is lame. You this gimmick, like it don't even. And now what are you doing with Charlotte? Where's this slow burn thing going with Charlotte? These are two women talents that I just don't care about right now. As somebody, once again, I popped for Alexa Bliss, and I think she's great. I think in the past she's been a great women's champion. She's helped bring relevance to the women's tag team division with Nikki Cross back in the day. But now what she's doing, it is the single most uninteresting thing I've ever seen. If Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair were wrestling in my backyard, I would close the shades. I just don't care. But that's just where I'm at, man. Oscar returns. That's somebody I do think is compelling. She's moving on, and I believe she's going to be in the finals now of this tournament. Where you guys at with it? Voice, I know where you are with Alexa Bliss, so it's kind of similar to where I'm at. Let's start with you.
Yeah, I was not a fan of seeing her come back. I understand that she has a fan base and everything, but there's no evolution to her. And when she left, the storyline when she came back was not the same. She couldn't continue it. I mean, it was
Mm-hmm.
gone,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. But then you shift gears and you find that next lane and you keep going. She's not. She's stuck in this thing. And, you know, you bring up her feeding this doll and thing. It's crazy as it is. There's a lane out there in the community of humanity that this appeals to. They do the same thing. They take a doll with them everywhere they go and they feed it and they treat it like it's a human and all this stuff. So they're tapping into a market that maybe might seem a little weird to some of us.
Very esoteric, if anything else.
Yeah. I honestly, if you're asking me where I think you're gonna get the most out of Bliss, you can keep this image she has, but you have to adapt her into like a comic book world. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot just keep her in this type of world of this. So she's playing in the Ghost Adventures fucking world, and she needs
Mm-hmm.
to come into the Lady Death type world. The even though I can't stand her, the Harley Quinn, in which she has to be like feared. There, nobody fears a woman walking around with a rag doll. Who fears that? Besides, if
Right.
you're out on the streets and you're trying to get something to eat, they're yelling things about Jesus is in their brain. You know, that's when you're afraid. That's when you should be.
Yowie
Yeah,
wowie.
exactly. That's when that drop happens. That's when you need to. But I like what Daniel Garcia is saying right here. Um, Bliss needs to be a Sin City character. Exactly.
Ooh, okay.
You
I
give
like
her
it.
that type, give her that leader type, mob boss, gang leader, something like that, to where she's got control over 2 to 3 other women in her group. And if you want to
Mhm.
throw in a male, throw in a male. I mean, why not?
What
But
about what I'm sorry to interrupt your voice, but I want your thoughts. What about the idea of this man, you're either gonna really love this or truly hate this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. What about the idea of Alexa Bliss being a leader of like a female flock?
I could enjoy that. That's
Okay.
something different. That you're giving me a different chapter in the Bliss
Okay.
book when you
Mhm.
do something like that. What you're doing now is you're showing up every year at the gravesite, putting the flowers down, and you're hoping that that person comes back. And it's never going to fucking happen. It doesn't happen. You cannot recreate it. So, what you need to do is you need to move forward. And with her getting a staple behind her of moving females, even give her a male tag team. Pretty deadly.
Yeah,
Why not
sure.
make
Okay.
them like put them into a
They're not doing
grunge?
anything else.
Exactly. So why not do something like that? Shift a little bit. I could see her capitalizing on something like that. What she's doing now is boring, and by the looks of her, I don't want to say it, but I think she might be picking at her face. Maybe tweaking by yourself at night can make you feel alone. But something's going on with her, and hopefully they figure it out.
Yeah, right now I'm just uninterested in it. I want to get some of Grun's thoughts, but I got to bring up my man here, Aaron Grider. He says, "How are you even focusing right now?" So let me show some love to this man real quick before we get Grun's thoughts on everything Alexa Bliss and everything right now. I got to shout this man out because he's a former In Your House guest, OVW referee, one of the best guys I know, and not just for the reason I'm about to say, but definitely one of the best guys I know. I was like, man, of course, you guys know, you guys out there in the household know, longtime listeners know I'm a huge Indiana Pacer fan. We know it's Game 7 tonight. Everything. But I was trying to get the Game 7 watch party tickets, and I knew it was going to be a struggle because it's the biggest game in Indiana Pacer history. I got on the Ticketmaster website like 10, 15 minutes before they even went on sale. And I finally got through once the queue opened up at 10, had like 7,000 people ahead of me, got in there. Only thing I was able to see is like resale tickets. And these are $5 tickets. People are now trying to sell for like 130, 150 a piece. Like, fuck y'all. but like my man, he got in there. He was already in there. He swooped up 4 tickets. He's like, I got 4 tickets just in case somebody else needed 2. And it looks like you're that somebody. So my man got me 2 tickets to the Night's Watch party. The only and it's like I said at the head of the show, Aaron, the only thing that can take my mind off of what's about to go down tonight is doing exactly what we're doing right now, and that's talking some wrestling. So, Grun, I want to get your thoughts. Alexa Bliss, the Charlotte Flair thing. Once again, like I said, I'm not interested. I think it's been weird since Alexa re-debuted, came back, made her return at Royal Rumble. She was off TV for a while, and then she came back, and it's just like I said, it's not hitting for me in the slightest bit. But Grun, where are you at? Also, I want to talk about the return of Asuka as well, because I know Voice has some thoughts on that.
Yeah, so I am an Alexa Bliss super fan, and I cannot argue that this Alexa Bliss Charlotte thing I'm not interested in. I don't want to see it. We have to understand that, look, Becky Lynch, the reason why why she's still interesting is because she's putting over younger talent. Charlotte Flair, you are going to have to work really hard to convince me that she wants to put anybody over other than herself. You're going to have to convince me she wants to do that. Because I imagine Triple H told her, listen, you want to stay with WWE? You're going to put over Tiffany. If you do not, you're gone. Okay? Because guess what? I can replace you. We got Sol Ruka. We got Zarya. We got Jordan Grace. We got all these women in NXT that are ready to take your spot. And I will give it to them because you are not interested in putting other people over. Alexa Bliss is in an interesting situation where she hasn't done a whole lot, and clearly they're protecting her. So they want to do something with her. And with Charlotte, the unfortunate fact is that she has never looked like she wants to put other people over. Alexa Bliss has always put other people over, whether she wins or loses. Because Alexa Bliss is one of the best women in the WWE right now. I will never change that opinion, but they need to do something with her that helps elevate somebody. Even if it's Nikki Cross, I'm fine with that, because then at least Nikki Cross will finally get the chance to show everybody what we saw when she was with Sanity back in NXT over 10 years ago.
That was good.
Yeah. And this Alexa Bliss,
that was good shit.
Yeah. This Alexa Bliss mastermind idea, I like it. It sounds good. Definitely sounds like something Alexa could do. Make her put together a heel group. She uses them to advance herself, and then they turn on her, or one of them turns on her. Daniel was saying a Sin City character. I have no idea what that means.
Alexa, go watch the movie Sin City.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say, you haven't seen the movie? Okay.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the movie,
you'll like it. You'll like it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. If we can go one more comment above, and then we'll get to Aaron's, because I like this idea from our guy over in Puerto Rico. Shout out to Puerto Rico, Daniel Garcia. He says Bliss can bring snakes in the ring and form the Cobra Club. She can be a hybrid of Jake Roberts and Raven/Crow. Listen, that's out there, and I freaking love it. I do. Nope. I love it. Come on, Voice, you're with me, right? Come on, dude.
That's wild.
Awesome.
That's wild
awesome.
to me.
No,
come on, dude.
I'm not a fan of snakes. Okay, that's my only thing.
No,
but it would be fire. Like, I'm not like, snakes aren't my thing either, but that would be fire. Come on,
dude.
I don't want to see it. No.
Okay, so I love the idea of bringing an animal into it. I think you could do something, because they're easily trained. You can fucking get them. You can train these things, but have a crow that comes in and fucking goes right down there to her, or a falcon or something like that. The snake idea for me, I love where your brain's at. It's just I cannot get behind snakes. I'm
No,
not a fan of them.
Come
They
on, snakes are
terrify the
cool,
fuck
man.
out of me.
Come on.
I will say that I will agree that reptiles are very cool. But there is an issue with it with bringing it with using reptiles. Just like people, all animals have their own individual personalities, and so you need to make sure that the snake you're picking is going to be calm and is going to behave themselves, because there are snakes that even if
Well,
you defang them, even if or devenomize them,
Oh,
they
come on.
will be like, no, we don't want to do this shit.
You guys are
Grun,
being boring. Come on.
I don't want to
Kasha.
be I don't I don't want to be that guy, but Jake Roberts did prove that a lot of those snakes, the only time that they really aggressively bit was because he paintbrushed the fuck out of them before he had them bite that person.
Yeah,
Macho
I
Man is the prime example of that. So I get what you're saying. Animals will just attack. There's whole series about it. You can watch it. I used to watch it with my family as we ate dinner. When animals attack, I think Fox had it. Bliss can bring a scorpion. What the?
Let's do
See,
scorpions.
right.
Let's do scorpions. Damn, nature, you scary. Let's go.
Yeah.
Scorpions,
Wow.
let's get it.
Wowie, wowie.
Let's go.
Garcia's out there just ready
He's out
to
there.
fucking
I like
stab
it.
people.
Let's go.
I like it.
I like it. Coming out of Puerto Rico. Let's go.
That's that
baby. I
Puerto
like
Rican energy. We gotta
Yeah,
love
for
that.
sure, man. For sure. Hell yeah. I like it. No, I like where your brain's at there, Daniel Garcia. I think it's fun. But yeah, in all seriousness, getting back on track here. I mean, I, 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 I don't know where you go with Alexa Bliss. I mean, I'm not saying the experiment has completely failed, because they still have to try to kick out of it, and I think that they will. Uh, but let's talk Oscar, because Oscar's back, baby, and Oscar's one of my personal favorites. And Voice, I know you had some thoughts on it, but come on, man, Oscar, amazing, great, happy to see her back. She advances to the finals. What are the chances she could win the finals? Voice, where are you at, man?
Oh, I would love to see her win the finals. I'm a huge Asuka fan. I think she's remarkable. I absolutely adore all the things that she does into the ring, all the things that she's done for women's wrestling as a whole. Is just awesome. I could see her winning this personally. Um, that's where I want it to go. But
Sure.
with her coming back as of right now, um, I don't know where they're at with her though, because when she left, wasn't she with whatever was
Damage
left over?
control.
Damage control. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then that's just nothing anymore.
Yep.
it's dissolved. It's dissolved. It's gone.
But there was no like, hey, this is done. It just this is
I mean,
done.
Dakota Kai got released.
Mhm.
Oscar had been injured. Kyrie Sane had been injured. You know, Bailey was doing something completely different, and then Io Sky just took off like a freaking rocket.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it leads me to wonder what happens there. I personally would love to see Asuka going up against Io. Maybe
That'd be sweet.
playing into that, and Asuka being like, you're no leader, because when I left for my injury and all this happened, you weren't able to keep everything together. I could have done that, and then they have like some epic best out of 5 something. I know I'm a sucker for best ofs, but
You
I
love
think
him, man.
I think putting those two together in a best of series would be so good, so fucking good.
I think it'd be good too, honestly. I also like the idea of Oscar saying something like, "Hey, you know what? You're just me." You know what I'm saying? Like you were just holding my spot until I came back. Now that I'm back, I'm gonna win this Queen of the Ring tournament. I'm gonna beat you at SummerSlam, and you know why? Because nobody is ready for Asuka. You know, so I like that. I like the idea of her winning the finals, then going on and beating a red hot Io Sky, even though Io hasn't really been defending her title that much recently. But we all know the lead up to WrestleMania, that was magic for her for sure. Grun,
Yeah.
where are you at with Asuka and the possibility of her winning the whole thing?
I like it. I like the idea of her winning because you know what? She has always been called the Empress of Tomorrow, and the Empress needs a crown. So
Mm,
I think you can still do the. I think Asuka winning doesn't hurt Jade Cargill at all because Jade would not be losing to just anybody. She'd be losing to a woman that is one of the best strikers in women's wrestling. She is one of the best submission specialists in women's wrestling. And Asuka has two moves now, a new finisher that she introduced that
mhm.
she can hit, and it can be believable that it'll take Jade Cargill out. But at the same time, her Asuka lock, that in combination with the Empress Impact,
Yeah,
that can you can make me believe she hits the Empress Impact act. Jake kicks out. She locks her in the Asuka lock. Maybe you make her tap out. Maybe she breaks out. Then Empress Impact again. It all then. And if Jake loses, like, okay, well that makes sense. Sense
because she took a lot of finisher damage.
exactly, yeah. And these are finishers that require Jade to be down and dazed.
Yeah, true that.
Mm.
True that. Voice, you look like you have some thoughts over there, man. The wheels are turning. Where are you at with what Grun is saying?
No, I like where Grun's at. I mean, the Empress of the Ring. I love that phrasing. I
Yeah,
I really want to see. I want to see Asuka really like blow up again.
yeah,
I like how she is in the ring. I think that the women's division hasn't been missing much, but it has been missing Asuka. She
mm.
brings a different element. She brings that punk rock element to the WWE. When in fact we seen her come out with a brand new mask that was made by the same dude who made Bray's mask, and that thing
Oh,
was
okay,
like
okay.
pure kabuki warrior. Like
Yeah,
I love that Japanese style. um
sure.
and I love the face makeup that she has going on now. It's very sinister. It reminds me of a Banksy inspired Joker
Okay,
throughout the years in
yeah,
her face, and I love the way that she brings those elements to women's wrestling, and I can't wait to see what they do. And I
yeah.
really do want her to win this. I want her. Empress of the Ring would just be amazing.
That would definitely be fire for sure. I like that. But let's keep it moving here because we still got a really big episode here to do, and we still have a second half of the episode that we got to get to as well. So let's keep it moving. And like usually when we run through SmackDown, it's easy for us to kind of just like graze through some things. But because this SmackDown, like Voice was saying, was pretty heavy to be honest, there's not really much to just like, we could just mull over this. It's kind of a lot to unpack, to be honest with you guys. But let's graze over this situation, then we can kind of gradually get to the main event from there. So we have a match where we see randomly Kit Wilson, Pretty Deadly, is out there, and it looks like he's about to have a singles match, and it looks like it's going to be against Aleister Black. And my first thought was, okay, this is where I could, take a piss, maybe get a drink, do this, do that, because Aleister Black is about to absolutely wreck Kit Wilson. And they went in a completely different direction with it because instead of that happening, as Aleister Black is coming down to begin for his match, here comes Ron the True Killings. He starts beating up Kit Wilson, putting him in the STFU, and the referee's got to come get him. Aleister Black is like, what in the hell is going on? This leads to what is eventually going to be a match between John Cena and Ron Killings that main evented tonight. A lot to unpack there as far as what happened after that. We're gonna get to it, but where are you at, Voice, with the integration of the Ron Killings character? Because I've noticed that now he's being integrated, like having situations with like Damian Priest, Aleister Black got beef with him now. Of course, the John Cena stuff. Randy Orton still has an issue with them. He's integrated, man. He's in there. Where are you at with Ron Killings right now?
He's a master. He's a fucking master. This multiple personality delusion, who's driving, uh game plan he's got going on is fucking perfect. This is right up my alley. I love what he's doing. He's
Mm.
creating that bit of chaos, but in the Ron Killings version, because you don't know exactly who you're going to get when he busts through and you hear that music. um I thought they did really well on that. Alistair Black, and I never thought I wanted a Alistair Black and Ron Killings match, but I want an Alistair Black and Ron
Right.
Killings match. I think the interaction that they had later on too, when Alistair called him out on that shit, was fucking amazing. Alistair, we say it about Naomi. We say it about Andrade. I think we need to add Alistair into that mix. And his time
Okay.
away, he figured it out. He understands. Backstage, being a no guy just makes you look unemployed. Being a yes man get you fans and get you time. The fact that Pretty Deadly Kit was the one who did this, took the beating from Ron, that sets up something later on between those two. I
Mm.
think what's happening right now is just masterful, and I love it.
Yeah, man. And once again, it's going to be a great transition into what we talk about just in a little bit here. And that's the main event segment, John Cena's promo, which was absolutely on fire. But it's like our guy Daniel Garcia is saying. We're both trying to bring it up at the same
Yeah,
time. Sorry, man. But he's saying Ron Killings is a true entertainer for sure, and I agree with that. Grun, I know you've kind of kept a few tabs, maybe saw some things on the internet or whatever. Ron Killings, where are you at right now, man?
I am fully invested in Ron Killings.
Okay.
I have been saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. I completely believe that there is a good chance that Ron Killings will be the one to dethrone John Cena before he leaves.
What about okay? So, what do you think about this, Grun? What if? And trust me, I want to see Ron Killings hold the title
Yeah.
too. I am 100% with you, but I just want to throw this thought in there
Right.
too. What if Cody Rhodes wins King of the Ring? It's going to be Cody Rhodes versus John Cena in the WrestleMania rematch at SummerSlam, and it's Ron Killings who ultimately cost John Cena the championship at SummerSlam. Title goes back to Cody. Then we have to see a whole redemption arc from John Cena where Ron Killings is like, "Hey, I'm trying to remind you of who you are," and this is how we gradually, slowly get John Cena back to babyface as we approach his retirement.
I mean, that definitely would be interesting to see. If Ron Killings, if that is if that is the path, Ron Killings is going to be playing a huge part in this. But at the same time, I think with that, it is also going to take um art. I'm hoping it's going to take John Cena having a match against Joe Hendry, who is
Ooh, you still
also
okay?
who
I
is
know
also
you've said that for a while.
I have been saying that Joe Hendry wants this match to happen. John Cena told him that it's up to Joe Hendry to make this match happen. And you know what? Royal Rumble, Joe Hendry got a huge pop. WrestleMania, Joe Hendry got a huge pop, and it was against Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, why not? Because you've already given you gave Joe Hendry 15 minutes, 10 minutes in the Royal Rumble. You gave him 3 minutes again with Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Why not give him 20 minutes with John Cena?
Ooh. Okay. Okay. I don't hate that. Voice, I saw you shaking your head over there about that idea that I had. Where are you at, man? What would you like to see happen? What are your thoughts?
we're gonna see John Cena end his career as a heel. He is not going babyface. That is
Okay.
not happening. What's gonna happen is our truth. Ron Killings will be his last opponent, and what will happen is Ron Killings is going to beat John Cena, and then you're going to hear Seth's music hit, and it's gonna be over.
Oh.
And it's gonna go. Ron Killings saved us from John Cena destroying wrestling. Seth Rollins saved us from Ron Killings. And then
Ooh.
both are going to be able to go and do what they're doing. We may see a less of Ron Killings, things like that.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be whatever goes from there, because then you're going to be, I would assume by then Braun Breaker is going to be the one who is leaving the group with Seth and then starting to go after Seth. But that's how I see it. That's where I'm at. But, you know, I could be wrong, and they could do the lovely thing where they send him out, everybody loving him. But I just, for some reason, I think him going out as a heel and then in retirement, like if he shows up and does fan shit, him showing up as heel Cena is better than babyface Cena.
Yeah.
To me, that's more money. To me, that's more money. But I don't run the show. I run this show sometimes behind the scenes.
So this just gave me an interesting thought. And then I want to get to this comment from Gary, but I got an interesting thought real quick. Are we possibly seeing the quiet retirement of Ron Killings? Don't answer yet. Don't answer yet. The reason I say that is because they were going to let him go. Fans called for him. Okay? Fans called for him to come back. From my understanding once again, this is just my understanding, is that he was fine with leaving. They didn't want to pay him what he wanted. He was fine with leaving, and that maybe he wanted to do other things in his life. Maybe be more family oriented. Maybe focus more on his music. He's a big, he's a rapper and everything, and he's kind of been fooling around with music again in a big way. Are we seeing the quiet retirement of Ron Killings? Maybe they were like, "Hey, we want you back. We need you back because the fans are wanting." And he's like, "I mean, I'll come back, but just give me 1 year to do what I want to do, to be me, to do my thing. I'll give him 1 great year. Then after that, you could put me on a legend contract or something, but I do want to focus on my family or my music or something." What do you guys think about the idea? You guys in the chat too, give me your thoughts. Are we looking at the quiet retirement of Ron Killings possibly?
That's where I'm at.
I can believe it.
Okay.
I'm not, wouldn't be too shocked, because Ron, I'm sure he's like, you know what? Even if I didn't have this current run he's having with WWE and John Cena, I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, or maybe not first ballot, but he's a Hall of Famer for sure.
He's definitely a Hall of Famer
Yeah.
for sure, no doubt.
Yeah, because he has been one of the greatest entertainers. He's reminded and been a great teacher, showing people like, look, sometimes you're not going to be the main eventer.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't matter, because if you can get the fans to be entertained and to crave and enjoy every moment of seeing you in that ring, on a mic, or doing absolutely anything, even if it's silly, even if it's goofy, even if it's dumb, if you can get them to enjoy it, you're doing your job correctly.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Totally agree with that. I just voice. You said the same. You kind of feeling that same realm.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why I was saying what I was saying. I think that whole thing will be Seth saving us from Ron, and it'll be his little exit the way he wants to do it, and then go on and do his stuff. I mean, I like what Gary's saying. 2 years down the road, we randomly get him at maybe a Royal Rumble, something like that. We don't need him completely gone from WWE. We would be okay with you guys doing something to where he comes in once a year, twice a year, something like that.
Like Ron Simmons.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day, Ron Simmons, he would just randomly show up and say, "Damn."
Perfect. Yeah. We don't need 5-star matches from you. That's not what the fans are saying.
No.
And I think it would be very, very cool to see his career go like that. To see both their careers go like that. Cena going out as a heel, Ron Killings going out as Ron Killings, not our
Yeah,
truth.
yeah,
It would just be poetic
yeah, man.
in a weird way.
Sure. I want to go to this comment from my guy Gary Emmett. He says, "Y'all keep me updated on WWE. Keep putting in that work." Pacers Nation, yes, sir. We're glad to be able to keep you updated on all things WWE in our conversations. And yes, go Pacers. Yes, sirs. Let's get it tonight for sure. Gary is a guy that I really want to get on for one of the ECW watch alongs because he runs a deathmatch company that was inspired by ECW called AWR, Asylum Wrestling Revolution out of Indianapolis. And I'd love to get him in for an ECW watch along. I'll get in your inbox at some point, Gary, about that, and you could do a watch along with myself and voice our popular ECW watch along series. But I want to bring another. God, I have so many questions and so many thoughts because of the SmackDown, and I know we're running a little bit long, but I just have so many thoughts. Ron Killings is somebody who debuted in professional wrestling in 1997. 1997. He was a manager in PWF. He was an NWA Wildside in 1999, and his initial run in WWE as K Quick lasted from 2000 to 2001. I'm looking this up, ladies and gentlemen. This is not off the top of my dome. I wish it was. His TNA run was 2002 to 2007, and then he re-debuted in WWE as R-Truth in 2008. And the reason I say that is to say this. This is a man who's been wrestling since 1997. 1997, guys. That's my God. That's a lot of damn times. That's around like 30 years, y'all. That's close to it's right in that area. If not that 28, 30 years. He's main eventing SmackDowns right now. Come on. He's main eventing SmackDowns right now. And we all believe it and respect it, and we respect him. Let me bring in this situation here. Because I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. I just said he's been wrestling since 1997. 1997. You want to know else who's been wrestling since 1997? Bill Goldberg.
Gross.
Who is going to be wrestling Gunther on July 12th. We don't have to get too deep into this because that's not what I want. That's not why I brought this up. Where you just said gross. You just said gross about Bill Goldberg. But when we say Killings, you're like, love it,
Oh, I love it.
need it. Both men been wrestling since 1997. Both men main eventing events right now. It feels kind of obvious, but I just want to ask. I want to get the household's thoughts on it too. Why the difference? Why we hate Goldberg main eventing because he's old and he can't wrestle and he's awful and blah blah blah. But we have R-Truth who, they're both in the same age range. Of course, we know he can put on a better match easily, but we're shitting on one guy and we're praising another who are essentially in the same situations. Guys, give me a reason why.
Well, my first reason is
So long, gay boys.
yeah. I'm not a Goldberg fan. Simply boils down to his lack of respect for the entertainment that I love. If you go back in time and you research Goldberg, he was an asshole. He didn't even watch wrestling, wasn't even a fan of it, couldn't even tell you about wrestling. And then all of a sudden he's world champion, undefeated, close my eyes, pyro, break my head. I hate him. I can't stand this. This is like Hulk Hogan levels for me. I'm not a fan of this dude. And if you guys watch him get out of the ring from his whatever the fuck it was in the ring he did, his knees buckled. How the fuck is he gonna take any type of damage that Gunther can deliver?
Gunther's going to have to carry that boy, bro. I'm telling you, he's going to have to carry that boy voice.
And what are we going to do when the dude gets a grandkid? Are we going to, my grandkid's never seen me in a ring. Let me in there. And then we're going to have fucking 90-year-old Goldberg because he did what one day? Fuck off. If we're breaking it down for bases that it is, this is scripted entertainment. So Bill
Right.
Goldberg, sit on a fucking dildo and spin. I hate you. I cannot stand you. I don't like it.
Grun, where are you at, man?
I am just grateful that this is his final match.
Is it?
Yes, it is
Mhm.
reported. This
Yeah,
is
yes.
his
This is
final
a
match.
retirement match.
Uh-huh.
Josh, Vince is not running the WWE. Triple H was forced to put him in a match because he still had to finish his contract. Right? Okay. Otherwise, they're not getting anything out of it, and they might get something out of this. Okay, and I am.
It's going down in Atlanta, Georgia's hometown. They'll
Yeah.
get some extra tickets from Goldberg's family.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
Cool. Some extra toothless hillbillies out there. Goldberg! I fucking
Hey.
love him.
Hey. Hey, Lou is gonna be there. Lou, our buddy Lou,
So,
is gonna be there.
I think
is a
Lou has on
hillbilly.
his teeth.
He might. They might be bought. Who knows?
I wish he was in here right now, bro.
do
Where are
too.
you at, Lou?
Lou-
Usually he comes in here and says, "Happy Sunday, IYH
Oh,
family."
he's
Comes in
fucking
here,
gearing
we
up
go.
for Goldberg to get into his
What
hometown.
do you-
He's fucking jacking off in a tool shed.
He's
Goldberg.
He's excited for Goldberg. Oh yeah, you're next, brother.
You're next. I'm taking care of you.
You're
Shut
next.
God.
Oh God, I wish Lou were in here right now.
Yeah.
But you know, I see where Gary is saying right now. He's like, core fans get happy because Rollins takes the belt from Goldberg and gets him heat with the Goldberg fans. It's a good thought. It's a good thought. I don't hate that, Gary, at all. Since we got to see this thing happen, you know, since Triple H is tying our hands behind our back and making us watch this thing, I guess that would be a great scenario. Our guy Jack says Goldberg believed what he was told by WC. Ooh, Jack, you preaching? And thought he was a megastar. R-Truth understood the business and understands how to connect with the fans and doesn't take himself too seriously. Jack, that's beautiful, Jack. That's it. That's exactly what it is, brother. He believed everything WCW told him. They told him he was a megastar. He was a guy. He was a ticket seller. He's a needle mover. And then he got to WWE and he got exposed. R-Truth is a man who has been in the business for years at its core. The indies, he's a true fan. He understands everything. And that's the difference, ladies and gentlemen. We have a man who has dedicated his life to wrestling, and we have another man who is just trying to get a check from wrestling.
Yeah.
And that's a big damn difference, ladies and gentlemen. That makes a big damn difference.
That's why I would take the loss on this one. I would
mean?
not even give him the satisfaction of giving him a match. I would just cut him a check, be like, your contract's done. We don't need your old ass knees in the fucking ring going up against one of our top talents.
You'd buy him out.
Dude, I would buy his ass out. Or I would say,
right.
and if he was like, no, I got to do this for my son so he can see me. Yeah. Then I would look at Gunther and I would say, take his fucking head off. I'm going to show you a match he did with Bret Hart. And I want you to do exactly what he fucking did to Bret Hart. You make this the stiffest fucking super kick you can make it, and then you just look at him and go, old man, maybe you should practice.
Yowie wowie.
You guys don't understand my hatred for Bill Goldberg.
No,
I would kick him right in his
starting to
fucking dick hole if I seen that beefed up douchebag. Oh my God. I'm a fucking tiny dude with a fucking pit bull ready to go fucking bite. I do not like this dude. He is taking, we just lost some wrestlers that we all enjoyed, and we're getting this bullshit. This bullshit. Fuck off.
Could you imagine in a different universe we could be having like Bret Hart matches right now? And I'm not saying like 5-star Bret Hart matches. I'm saying like, remember when Nunzio went to NXT? I'm talking about that. Like, oh shoot, we're about to see him like get technical on the mat. You know, he might be, 50 5 years old or something, but he can still take it to the mat. He could still, wrestle at his core. You're not freaking seeing that with Bill Goldberg. Come on, man. And this is who we're stuck with instead of Bret Hart's brilliance? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Well, Bret Hart's just smoking weed up in Canada, enjoying life. Can't really blame him.
Yeah, he's living his life, man.
But I know
He is
exactly
living
what
life.
you're saying. It would have been awesome to see some matches.
For sure. We got Jack saying, I hope Goldberg doesn't bring his dumb ass. Damn! Just get Gunther to have a chat with Regal and rewatch the Goldberg versus Regal match and sandbag him in his final match. Oh my God.
That one too. Yeah, totally agree.
Man.
There's a lot of matches out there people are wanting vengeance for, and I don't think Goldberg. Give me Gilbert. I would way prefer Gilbert. Give me a Gilbert match. I'll accept that over fucking this meathead.
What is that? What is that shit? Come on,
dude. I hated him back then too.
Come on, guys. Come on. What is that, man? That's not even scary, bro. I don't know. And then we got my man.
Yeah,
we got my man James Montgomery in here. He's saying, love me some wrestling, but all I want to talk about today is the Thundertaker. Oh man, I wasn't even gonna bring that up, honestly. But so I was chilling with my family. It's gonna be short. I keep it short. I was chilling with my family. We was waiting to get inside of a water park because it's like 90 degrees yesterday, and I've been off the last couple of days. So I was watching some of the highlights from Game 6 or whatever, and Pascal Siakam, Pacers forward. He had his head rolling in the back of his eyes during the pregame rituals and everything. Everybody's like, "What the hell is he doing?" So I was sitting there just waiting, hot as hell, and I just put in ChatGPT, generate a photo of Pacers forward Pascal Siakam with his eyes rolling in the back of his head, and dressed as the Undertaker. I put that shit on my social media. Why did that shit go viral and blow the fuck up? Now everybody in the basketball universe is calling Pascal Siakam the Thundertaker. It's been on freaking FanDuel Sportsbook. It's been on NBA on ESPN. It's been all over, man. It's been crazy. But yeah, man, that was very cool. We got Jack saying Gilbert would do a better job than Goldberg. Oh man, I agree with that. Then our guy James says the sparklers are what made Gilbert. Yeah, he was out there with them sparklers though. That was cold.
Loved Gilbert.
Yeah, Gilbert was awesome. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, and I think his name is Dwayne Gill, and he's just he'll do some signings and stuff like that, but he's just a regular dude.
Yeah,
just a regular cat living his life. It's awesome. I love that. Him. But yeah, I loved Gilbert. That was fun to me. That was most definitely fun to me. What is that? Oh God! All right, we got to move on, y'all. We got to move on. We got to keep going. Because we saw Randy Orton move on in the King of the Ring tournament. This one surprised me a little bit because I really thought Sami Zayn was going to possibly cash his ticket to the finals. He didn't. Randy Orton's moving on to the finals. Could we be moving towards Cody versus Randy in the finals? I think we could get there, but I got to ask Grun over here, what are your thoughts, man? Once again, I know you didn't watch, but Randy Orton won, and Randy Orton moves on to face either Jey Uso or Cody Rhodes in the finals. We find out who that is going to be after Monday night. What are your thoughts, man, about that whole scenario right now?
I mean, I was saying for a while that we need a Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton match, and this is our opportunity. We're gonna get it. I'm very much looking forward to it. I think Cody Rhodes is the winner. I think Cody Rhodes is the right winner. I think Jey Uso has had a great run as world champion, but you know what? I don't think he's a multi-time world champion. I think Jey Uso is better as a mid-carder. Because you know what? Jey Uso has got that energy. He's got that connection with the fans now. That's not going away. He knows how to hone it. He knows how to use it. And more than anything, the fans would love nothing more than see one more run of the Usos running roughshod all over the entire tag team division.
Hey, I could see it. I think, honestly, the Usos will be a good shot in the arm for the tag team division, especially the Raw tag team division that
Yeah.
desperately needs it. And I feel like, yeah, man. I mean, I think there's still a small percentage that we could possibly see Jey Uso versus Randy Orton at the finals, but not a big one. It's not big at all. But yeah, I don't want to see. I honestly, you took the title off of him after 51 days. And to what? Put him right back in the title hunt going into SummerSlam?
Yeah.
No, I don't see it. I just don't. I think Jey Uso will be great for the mid card. I think he'll be great for the tag team division for sure. You can even insert him in some main event situations now that he's established himself as that. But yeah, I don't know if he needs to be in the title picture again right now for sure. Voice, give me some of your thoughts, man. And then we got Jack's thoughts here. Go on, man.
Um, I'm not really that excited about the men's division on the King of the Ring.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
I'm just I kind of thought Sammy. I mean, Friday in Nick's chat, I was saying I can almost see Sammy. It's going to be Sammy. That's what I
It would
was
have been
saying.
it would have been refreshing if it were Sammy, but
Yeah,
now we're seeing a lot of like, and not to interrupt you, but we're seeing like guys that we've already seen be there and quite recently, and then Randy who's been there 14 times. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Jey Uso was just there just a couple weeks ago. Cody Rhodes was just there before WrestleMania, and we've seen Randy do it 14 times. It would have been refreshing to see Sami Zayn come from underneath and earn his way to SummerSlam. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it really did seem that that's the play that they were going with. Like I bid for that one. I mean, that's what I was going with. I really thought Sammy had built himself up these past couple months to be a legitimate King of the Ring, uh, declared King of the Ring.
Yeah.
But that the fact that they swerved us on it, and now that we have all these people who've, like you just said, House, who've been touching this title or somewhere near this title just recently, um, makes me wonder, what are they doing? Where are they going?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's it gonna be? I could see Randy getting this, and I wouldn't be upset with it. I like Randy Orton. He's
Yeah.
one of
Same.
my favorite guys. Um, but again, I'm more interested in the Queen of the Ring. I think that one is where,
I think there's more potential there.
yeah. Until they tell me the story they're trying to tell me with this King of the Ring. So that could change, and that could change the night of the show. We never know until we
Mm.
know. So I'm looking forward to it. But if I'm going to put my money on it, just by the looks at the landscape, I'm going to say Randy Orton
Okay.
becomes our King of the Ring this year.
Okay. Okay. I don't hate that. I don't hate that for sure. Cody's going to find a different way there. You know what I'm saying? Like Cody is going to find a different way there, absolutely. And I think it'd be a good opportunity to see Randy get number 15 for sure. And with everything that he's done for the company, he hasn't touched. I would have to look it up. I would have to, just get on the computer here and look it up. But I can't remember the last time Randy Orton's touched a world championship. I don't. So it'd be interesting to go back to that. Of course, it would give us a chance to revisit Randy Orton versus John Cena that we just saw at Backlash in his hometown of St. Louis, and we could do that again. Run it on back at SummerSlam for sure. But you got it up, okay?
Hell in a Cell 2020.
So it's been almost 5 years since he's held World Heavyweight Championship gold.
Yes. And his opponent was Drew
I mean,
McIntyre in that Hell in a Cell.
okay. Well, then maybe it's about time, right? Maybe it's about time. And we got Daniel Garcia saying here, King of the Ring was the event that elevated new stars. Now it is not. With the Queen of the
Agreed.
Ring, I think there is potential there to elevate a new star. If you go with somebody like a Jade Cargill, that would elevate her. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the men's side, yeah, nobody is going to be elevated from being King of the Ring. It's
That's why
no. You had a chance there with Sammy, you didn't do it.
yeah, they had a chance with Sammy. They had Bronson Reed. Why not make him something like that? That would be interesting.
Yeah.
You know, even Braun Breaker, you know, something like that. But Sammy, when they got to these people, I was pretty fucking bound and determined it was going to be Sammy.
I
But
was
it's
in the
not.
same boat.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not.
I definitely could have bought that Sammy made it to the finals.
Yeah. You think if you would have ran into a Cody Rhodes, you would have got stopped short though?
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
Because
shut up, Grun.
dude, Sami Zayn he is always about the run. He is always about the journey to being champion. He is never it is never about Sammy me beating everything the first time. Sammy, that is not Sammy. Sammy
He-
needs to fail
I was gonna
numerous
say he's
times.
one of those guys that needs to fail. Yeah.
Okay, but what happens after this tournament if you're crowned King of the Ring?
After he's crowned King of the Ring, he has a feud with Karrion Kross. Karrion helps.
No. I'm saying what happens to the King of the whoever's titled
Yeah.
King of the Ring. What happens next for them?
Well,
They get a shot at SummerSlam at
yeah,
the
they
time.
got a shot at SummerSlam at the title.
That's his failure.
Okay.
Give him the
Oh.
accolade of King of the Ring,
In the ring,
but
and then
the
let him get
failure of the ultimate goal.
Okay.
That's why I
I-
was going with that.
All right.
I also would have bought if they, and I think I said this before on social media. I also would have bought if he wins King of the Ring tournament. He's like going up against Gunther for the title, which is believable because he's beaten Gunther before. He can do it. He's proven that he can do it
Exactly.
before. He picks up the victory against Gunther, gets the win. Oh my God, he's finally done it. He's finally ascended the mountain as world heavyweight champion. You pull a 2013 SummerSlam and you have Seth Rollins come out, cash in on him. Everybody's pissed because finally Sammy wins it. And then fucking Seth is the ultimate asshole for taking the title off of everybody's underdog. Just like in 2013 when Randy Orton did it to Daniel Bryan after Triple H screwed him.
I could go with that. It would be
Yeah.
a safe way to go to pop to get a reaction.
Yep. People go from, oh my God, to pissed in like the matter of like 5 minutes. Like that's how quick it all shifts, you know?
You know what would be if I could just tweak that one little bit? It would involve Sammy not getting that win, but them
Okay.
having a match to where both are just beaten down. Gunther is still the champion. Seth comes out, cashes in on Gunther.
Makes it a triple threat.
No, he just
Okay.
squashes Gunther. Gunther's
Okay.
like exhausted from beating the hell out of a fucking Sami Zayn that would not stop.
That was
And he
game.
just, yeah, so he's all exhausted at the end. Seth hits that fucking cash in, comes in there, takes out Gunther, and then you have the type of idea that Gunther he let Sammy beat him courtesy of Seth Rollins because
Yeah.
he played into Sammy's game as opposed to playing his own game and just demolishing him. He allowed him to get a kick in which allowed Sammy to get offense, things like that. I don't know. I'm off on a tangent.
No, that's fine. That's what we're here to do, man. Like I didn't think we was gonna take this long talking SmackDown, but we absolutely had to. I mean, we just have. And we're gonna cap it off, and then we have to take a break. We gotta take a break because we gotta do our top 10. But I want to cap it off with John Cena. John Cena had a match against R-Truth, Ron Killings. That's not the story here. As much as it was great to see Ron Killings main event SmackDown, that's not the story here. The story here was, my God, the callbacks, the symbolism of what happened in this match. You know, back in 2011, before the 2011 Money in the Bank event, we all know the pipe bomb that CM Punk delivered on the stage to John Cena as he planned to take the WWE Championship, let his contract expire, and take the title with him and leave the company. We all know how that went. But one thing about that moment that we don't remember is that night the main event before this happened was John Cena versus R-Truth in a tables match. And R-Truth defeated John Cena in a tables match. And then CM Punk proceeded to deliver his pipe bomb promo. We saw this. We saw John Cena and Ron Killings in the main event of SmackDown. And we saw CM Punk come out to get involved. And guess what? He gets put through a table. Just like John Cena got put through a table. Instead of on the ring, though, we have John Cena perched on the top rope with a mic and proceeds to reverse the pipe bomb promo on CM Punk. So, of course, I'm going to get your guys' thoughts on this, but I wanted to bring up some of the main points of this promo. I pulled it up. Some of the breakdown of the main points is the reversal of Punk's pipe bomb. Cena mimicked the format and some of the phrasing of Punk's iconic 2011 pipe bomb promo, saying things like, as you sit there as uncomfortably as you probably are right now, which is exactly how Punk started it out. But instead of criticizing WWE management of the company, he focused his attack on Punk. He targeted Punk's character by calling him a capitalist, by calling him Mr. TKO, even though he wants to act like he's for the people and act like he's broke. And he said he changes his values more than Cena changes his shirt. Holy hell. Holy hell. Claiming to be the best, Cena declared that he, not Punk, is the greatest of all time, and that Punk's claim to being the best in the world was only valid for a brief period of time. 14 years ago. Damn. He name-dropped other wrestlers like Claudio Castagnoli, like Nick Namath, like Matt Cardona, names that are no longer with the company anymore. And he properly set the stage for Night of Champions. The promo served to hype their match, with Cena emphasizing that he would prove himself to be the better wrestler. Voice, you watched it live. You saw what this was. What do you think?
I hate that John Cena is making me a fan of his.
How right was he, right?
Yeah, dude, he's hitting on it. And what I really love is that these are moments, and the things that he's bringing up are things that actually get under CM Punk's skin personally. These are things that we've seen him react to in actual like interviews and things like that. I love it. I love how he mimicked everything. If I could change one thing, I would have had him start out on that turnbuckle like he was. About a quarter of the way through his speech, I would have had him get off of there and possibly deliver a couple just a couple kicks right to Punk, because as long as that promo went on, CM Punk was laying in the middle of the ring. Okay.
And he probably could have got up. I thought the awkward thing was they had the ref come in and check on him and stuff like that. I'm like, you waited all the way to the end to come in. Like, it was just weird to me. But the promo was excellent. But yeah,
no, the promo was perfection.
Yeah.
I'm nitpicking at this point, but
Same here.
I think that's going to be where people go. I mean, the ref talking to Cena's penis while she's checking on CM Punk, that was a little weird. But yeah, I think he's hitting strides now that make me understand why people enjoyed him as long as they did. He's just giving a version of him that I enjoy. I always like the heel. The heel's the more interesting character in any storyline. Anybody can save the day. Do you got the balls in you to do it? Most of your heroes, most of your baby faces do. So that's all it takes. But to be a heel, you got to work. You got to make people dislike you. You got to make people resent you. And to go from being one of the most loved and one of the most hated to being just one of the most hated. And now all those people who were talking shit about you are like, this fucking dude's good. He's fucking
so
good.
Cool. He's so awesome. Yeah. Like it burns me because I used to hate that man. Like,
yeah, kids are like,
I loved him.
John Cena. And I'm like, well, hold on a second, Billy. Let me tell you why he's actually really good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy the timeline we're living in right now for sure. Grun, you just heard kind of the breakdown of it. You're a John Cena guy. We got the Lou in the chat. Finally, he's here. He says Indian 7. My guy, what's up, IYH? What is up, Lou? We appreciate. We was talking about you earlier, man. We was talking about you earlier for sure. But hey, Grun, what do you think, man? Once again, no, you didn't watch. That is okay. You kind of got like the bullet points.
Yeah.
You're a John Cena guy. What do you think?
I think it sounded very much like John Cena's version of the pipe bomb. That's
Yeah,
very much
yeah.
that's what I was seeing online. That's from what you guys are describing. That's what it sounds like. So now I absolutely have to find time and watch it, hear it, and to fully experience this segment because it does seem like we are seeing the best version of John Cena in a very long time. So I
I'd
mean,
watch the match if I was you. The match
oh
is
yeah,
good too.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
And
watch,
I
then,
yeah, watch,
cannot wait
watch
to
the
see that.
entire thing, the entire
Oh yeah.
segment from bell to bell and then post bell.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I cannot wait. I saw that he mentioned all these names. Like, whoa, like this is kind of big. Like if they, I'm hoping Matt Cardona comes back. I don't think it's at this point. I don't think it's gonna be before John Cena retires.
Yeah,
But you know what? Just if we could see Matt Cardona one time in the Royal Rumble, I'll be good because then that can potentially encourage WWE to offer him something more. But no, like this is they're really making doing everything in their power to make this the greatest run John Cena's had since the 2000s.
yeah.
No run he's ever had from 2000, I'll say 2008 till now has been this good.
Yeah, it's been really, really good. It does not feel phoned in at all. You got the Lou in the chat saying it was awesome, how it all tied back to Punk's pipe bomb, including Cena's opponent back then was R-Truth. Exactly, Lou. You totally get it, bro. Thanks for joining us. We always appreciate you coming in and what you bring to the table, bro. But guys, we got to do this top 10. We talked so much SmackDown, and like I'm not even like it was a lot past our runtime, but we had to discuss it, y'all, because like Voice said in the very beginning, there was a lot, and this was a very juicy SmackDown, so we had to. But now we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a break, pay some bills. Then when we come back, we're gonna get myself, Grun, and the Voice, Josh Joseph. We're gonna get top 10 themes of all time.
Hello, everyone. It's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House, and it has been already a super hot start to the show as myself, Voice, and Grun talked all things SmackDown, a really heavy SmackDown as we lead into Night of Champions, and man, that was a fun discussion. Like I said, I know it was a lot longer past our first segment runtime, but it just kind of had to be because of everything that was going down. But now we are about to have some fun here now. It's about to get real fun. We're not talking news or anything like that. We're just talking our favorites. This is dudes talking wrestling time, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what we're about to be doing. You guys out there in the household, join us too, as you guys can give us your top 10 themes. You can criticize our top 10 themes. What's hot? What's not? What got snubbed? We're about to talk about it. Top 10 themes. So when I put this thought together, and the last time we did It was a really popular episode back in 2019, and the early IYH days, it was very popular, and a lot of people had thoughts on it. And now we're about to get into it and do it again. The format for it was really I mean, if you wanted to put it in a particular order of like your favorites, you could, but this is just your top 10 right here. And I want to preference here with this. This is not it's not, closed off to any wrestling company. It's not closed off. This is not just top WWE themes. This is top WWE. This is top ECW. This is top WCW. This is top NWA. This is top TNA. This is top this is top AEW. Whatever you like. There is no boundaries of this. Just give us your top 10 for you guys out there as well. And that's the criteria for what we're about to do here. I want to start with Grun here. Go ahead. We're going to start at the number 10 spot. What's your number 10 theme on your list of all-time themes?
My number 10 theme, this is a deep cut a little bit. This is Paul London.
Oh, wow. That's a deep cut. Okay, I like it.
That's insane.
It is. I got introduced to him when he was tag teaming with Brian Kendrick.
I remember
and
that.
I just love their look. I love their everything. Love the entrance theme. It was awesome. So I definitely is one that is stuck with me to this day. So it has to be on my top 10 list.
That's what it's all about. Is whatever stuck with you, whatever what still plays in your head from years ago. No matter like I said, no criteria. I like that pick. Like you said, deep cut. That's Paul London. And I like that. Number 10 on Grummeister's list, Paul London. Voice, you're number 10. Where are you at?
I'm gonna have to go. I know some people hate this one. My own mother, to be exact. But Raven's WWE entrance with the crow at the beginning,
Yeah.
all that stuff. I enjoyed it.
Why did Mama Voice hate it?
She just hated it. She hated it. She didn't
Really?
like the crow noise. She wasn't a big Raven fan to begin with,
Oh,
but
okay.
she definitely did not like the fact that he went from WCW having something she could tolerate to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was not a fan of that one.
Raven's WWE theme. Okay. I remember his WCW theme, and that one was a bop too. I like that one. He always, to me, he seemed like he always had some really good themes. So putting Raven on that list, I like that. That's going to bring me to my number 10. And that's New Japan's Bullet Club, the Bullet Club theme. I thought that theme was badass. I thought it was a badass theme. When you got like cool badass melodies, I'm always going to be drawn to that. And that one was like, it was one of those themes where it was just like, to me, it was just a straight badass theme, and it fit the group for sure. You know what I'm saying? That it was like this badass biker club gang that was in Japan for some reason. And that was the vibe. It was the NWO of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And man, that was cold. It was cold. Bullet Club theme will always be stuck in my head to this day. That's one of my personal favorites. My man Lou understands it. He sees the Bullet Club for life, for sure. But that's going to bring us to our man Grunmeister. Number 9. What is number 9 on your list, bro?
All right, number 9. He belongs to someone that should have been world champion, had amazing matches, was always considered to be the gold standard, Shelton Benjamin. Ain't no stopping me now.
Ain't no stopping me now. That's a great one.
I like that. I really like that one. That one's
I really like that pick. That's good, Grun. Yes, I was always a great theme. I liked it. Voice, you're number 9.
My number 9, I'm going to have to go back in time, and I'm going to go to LOD. What a rush! Anytime I heard that as a kid, I knew shit was about to get real, because those guys were legit
badasses, dude.
Yeah, so I always enjoyed that one as a kid. So yeah, LOD.
I like that pick. I like that pick. And I like the pull from all the way back in the day because guess what, voice? I'm going to be pulling from all the way back in the day. We're pulling over here, man, because my number 9 pick is the Four Horsemen theme.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I like
The
that.
four. Come on, man. That melody was cold. Like that was unbeatable to me, bro. Like when I heard that, I was like,
Bingo, bitches!
yes, sir. That's some badass shit, bro. And when I heard that theme, I always knew it meant majestic party boys. They're about to come out and handle business. Yes, man. The Four Horsemen theme was badass. Lou, you see it, bro. You're in there. We appreciate you, man. But Grunmeister, number 8, bro.
Number 8. I you know what? Some people may not like I have this one so low, but you know what? The adrenaline in my soul deserves to be at number 8. Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Oh man. You kept it modern with that one, but I'm
Yeah.
not mad at it at all because that is an iconic song. It don't matter. Like at some point, everybody was saying adrenaline in my soul, something, something, Cody
Cody
Rhodes.
Rhodes.
Yeah, you get it, bro. Like that was always a banger, man. So yeah, I can't be mad at that at all. Cody Rhodes at number 8 is solid.
You know, Grun, every time you speak today, it's been just like, that's all I hear from you.
Wow. Wow.
Good soul
Anyways,
voices here. All right, voice. All right. Number 8, man. Number 8.
number 8, this is an ECW legend, somebody I enjoy.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
their theme song, even though it's somebody else's, I always enjoy it. I pop for it, and it is the one, the only Sandman.
Oh, come on,
Okay.
man. Yeah, I can't. Did we literally just talked about his presence just this past Thursday? Like we just had that conversation. So like I can't. That's a good one. That's a good pick. Sandman's theme will always be iconic for sure, for sure. That brings me to my number 8. And we talked about this one as well. At some point, my son wanted it to be his walk-up song when he was playing Little League Baseball. That's "They Don't Want None" by AJ Styles. That's always going to be badass to me. That's always going to be a bop to me. I was so sad when they left that theme and went to that other generic, awful theme, and then they realized they made a mistake and went back to the good one. So yeah, number 8 for me is "They Don't Want None." AJ Styles, always love that one.
That is a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah, one of my personal favorites for sure. Okay, time to hit up number 7. Grun, where you at, bro?
Number 7. You know what? This is also probably a bit lower. It is Undertaker's "Rest in Peace" entrance theme.
Ooh. Okay. You can't beat a classic. You can't beat a classic. You already knew what that meant when that song was coming on. Is that
Like
it was about to be really chilling.
I mean, I got him because like my introduction to this was just the gong. That was the first
Yeah.
time I saw Undertaker make his entrance. It was just lights went out, gong, lights come back up. He's in the ring. Everybody's running except for Ken Kennedy, who was unfortunately Undertaker showed up behind him. Like that tells you everything because that is an example of entrance themes need to inform a new viewer what are they seeing, who are they being introduced to. That introduced me to someone you don't mess with.
That's very
Oh,
true.
Grun, so true, man. So true. Love that pick. The Undertaker's theme at number 7 for our guy Grunmeister. Voice number 7. Where you at?
I'm going to have to go with the red and black wolf pack. NWO for my number
Yes,
7.
sir.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, I just
Wolfpack is back bringing mass destruction. Guess who's
exactly.
here? The bad boys of wrestling. Yeah, man.
I mean,
Oh,
come
so
on. The
good.
Wolfpack was way better than Black and White. They had the better group. They had the better guys. They had the better theme song. So I always enjoyed that as a kid, especially at WCW night. You hear that, and it's you're gonna have some fun.
I was a huge fan of the NWO Wolfpack, so I'm right there with you. But I got to go to my number 7, and this is another faction. I got a lot of faction picks on here, but there were some great faction themes for sure. And this one is dim 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 boom, 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 boom. The Brood theme. You know that was a banger. I don't care what nobody says. When you heard you knew that shit was, and it was crazy, man. And another thing, going real quick, just going backwards, because Jim Johnson thought of the Brood theme, and he's a badass when it comes to themes. The NWO Wolfpack theme, that was the Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart who made that. I don't know if a lot of people know that,
Yeah,
but that was him.
yeah, I heard about that. Jimmy Hart was actually responsible for quite a few musical endeavors for wrestling.
That's why I always, when I was managing real heavy, I always got that Jimmy Hart comp because of the music ties, because of the over the topness that I was as a manager. Like that was always somebody, and I got a chance to meet him one time too, so that was cool.
That'd be
But
awesome.
but yeah, for me, the Brood, I loved that theme. It was it for me. Part being a music guy, a lot of it, and this is my personal list. A lot of it is like, what am I listening to when I'm not watching wrestling? What wrestling themes do I listen to when I'm not watching wrestling? Like if I'm just got it in my ears, if I'm just listening to music or whatever, and I'm like, I want to hear that. These are themes that I personally would listen to just because. Not that like, are they wrestling themes? Yes, but I just thought the songs were dope. So that's what I really based my list a lot off of. But Grun, where are you at? We're at number 6 now. What do you got?
Number 6, I look, chat and IYH household, don't hate me for this because this guy had a great entrance theme, Chris Benoit.
I don't hate you. I promise you I was gonna put him on my list, bro. I that like, come on, that's catchy as shit, bro. That
Yeah,
was badass.
yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Voice,
I
I know you
agree.
like that. I know you thought that one was cold, right?
No, I like that one. That one was good.
And then when they added the lyrics to it,
Dude, yeah. I mean, Benoit, he had a legit, and he was part of your Four Horsemen pick
yes, he
there
was.
for a while too. So
Yes, he was.
yeah, I love Benoit. I don't care what he did, and Grun doesn't have kids or a wife,
No,
so don't worry about it.
No, that theme was awesome. Loved that theme. Glad that it made somebody's list here. Wasn't on mine, but I'm glad that it made somebody's list. Number 6, Voice, where you at?
Oh, I got to go to one of my favorites. He's going back to WCW. It's me. It's me. It's DDP.
DDP.
Always loved Diamond Dallas Page, one of my favorite people. I was so fortunate to get to meet him at one of my very first backstage things with WCW. He was just a fucking gem of a dude. And I absolutely love Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh, Diamond Dallas Page is so amazing. My God, he's so amazing. And I liked his. I was because as you know, I'm a big WCW guy. I like this WCW theme quite a bit. Damn, damn. I know it's already a song or already. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, for me, anytime I heard that, I was like, oh, my guy DDP is coming out. I was a huge DDP guy. Like, big, like big, massive DDP guy. So yeah, that's a great theme on that list. DDP, I like it. But my number 6 pick, come on, man. This guy is one of the he is one of the pieces that introduced me to the WWF. I was a big WCW guy. My introduction to wrestling was WCW until I realized in 97 that there was something else. There was WWF. And I kind of known about the WWF, but I wasn't invested in their storylines to a point where I was watching their stuff. I was aware of them, but man, I was WCW through and through. I was watching all the WCW storylines, all the shows, all the Nitros, the Thunders, you know, the power plant on Saturdays when I can catch the power plant. I'll watch the power plant. That was dope. But this guy is one of the things that introduced me to the WWF, and that's Kane's theme. I mean, Kane's theme is so damn good, so good. And then when they added the lyrics to it during his like massive monster heel run, like no for sure, and I was like, damn, how you make a banger make it more of a banger? Like Kane's theme was definitely one I listened to when I wasn't watching wrestling. I just thought the theme was fire.
I agree with you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that theme was great, most definitely. But we got to get to number 5. Grun, what do you got?
Number 5. This is the only woman I have on the list,
Oh
and
wow, okay,
that is Becky Lynch's theme. I
okay,
I just I just love it.
okay.
You're fired.
What? Dog, you can't fire me over that. Okay? Look, I get it. I get it. It's not like the others I've had listed, okay? I will grant you that, but you know what? I still love it. And Becky's entrance, I think it's still just so perfect for her.
I agree. I just had a new sound to play.
He just wanted to try it. He's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
having fun
you
at this point.
bastard.
See, this is how it is when you're a producer. You just like to mess around and have fun. I definitely know it on that level for sure. But Becky Lynch's theme, I've never been the biggest fan of it because I thought there was times in her career where I thought that she needed to change it. And that's the reason why. But I will say that at its core, especially for most of her career, it fits her. And it's not that I hate the song. It's just like I love the Shield theme, which is not on my list. The Shield theme is not on my list. I loved the Shield theme, especially when you heard the Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield. Damn. And that's specifically for you, Lou. I'll do all the things if you want me to, man. There you go. Believe in the Shield. But then when it just ended up being Roman Reigns, I was like, man, I can't stand this theme anymore until Roman Reigns eventually finally changed it. But yeah, I like that pick, Becky Lynch at number 5. But voice, go. We got some comments in the chat. I'll let you jump on those and then give me your number 5.
The only female wrestler that Maurice likes is Jade Cargill's.
Shout
I
out
can
to my man
understand where
Maurice.
you're
I
at.
love Jade's theme.
Yeah, I can
It's
understand where you're at on
absolute
that.
fire.
It really is.
And thanks for joining us too. Thanks for
Yes,
joining us.
thank you for joining us. Okay, so if this is where it gets a little tricky for me. What number are we on?
Getting tricky for the voice. Let's
We're on
go.
6, right?
We're at number 5.
Number 5.
5.
Oh, goodness, my. Number 5, I got to go dip back into my old ECW roots. And Howse, I know you're going to love this. But the FBI, anytime I hear their entrance, I fall in love. I start doing the hand gestures. We start having fun. We know exactly what's about to happen.
We're going to have Tracy Smothers dancing out there.
Smothers coming out dancing. Everybody.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it's just a great time. But yeah, the FBI, it just embodies fun to me of wrestling. And Howse, we experience it when they come out. We just have a lot of fun with that entrance. And that's where I go with these picks. The picks that actually made me have fun and enjoy wrestling for what it was.
Yeah, I love that pick. That's a deep pull, and I love it. And our guy Maurice over here that's joining, he's a personal friend of mine, but first time chatter here. He's saying that he has Jade's theme on his playlist. Thank you for doing this, y'all. Thank you for joining us, bro. We appreciate that for real. And he said, wow, good old days, the FBI. Yes, man. We watch every single week ECW. We take it all the way back to the late 90s, bro. We have a blast. It's one of our more popular shows for sure. But that brings me to my number 5. And I had to put this on there somewhere. I mean, I just had to. And that's Voices by Randy Orton. I mean, that's another one of those songs I listen to when I'm not watching wrestling. I hear voices in my head. They counsel me. They understand. They talk to me. And then that hard down. Like, come on, man. That's a banger all day. So, like, I love that. Randy Orton's theme definitely had to be on my list. I got it at number 5.
That's perfect. I absolutely love that pick. Great pick.
Yes. I had to put voices in there somewhere. We're at number 4 now. Grunmeister, it's on you, bro.
Number 4, John Cena. John Cena, just, you know what? The last time, no, my time is now. I just always loved it, loved hearing it, and loved that he rapped it.
Yes, man. From his own album, that was always great. And here's the thing, like that one almost made my list. That was another one that almost made my list. But then I was like, man, I know that it's some of these themes that I'm gonna put on my list are probably gonna be on somebody else's list. So let me go a little bit deeper. And that's when I started pulling out stuff like The Brood, like Four Horsemen, like The Bullet Club, because I wanted to get a little bit deeper in the bag. So I'm glad that John Cena's made somebody's list, because I purposely left some stuff off just so I can give you guys an opportunity to have those obvious, some of those more obvious ones. And that gave me an opportunity to kind of get deeper in my bag and have fun and go to some themes from way back when. So that's been fun. But we're still at number 4. That's going to bring us to The Voice.
Well, you know me, and I love to break the walls down.
Welcome
Oh,
to
that was on my list. It's on my list.
is Jericho.
Oh,
Yes,
definitely on my list. Yeah.
Very
Y2J, loved it. The very first time I seen it on WWF at the time, I jumped out of my chair. Me and my cousins started shaking each other. The fact that Chris Jericho was finally where we wanted him to be and where we knew he was going to be highlighted.
I was right
popped
there
for
with you,
him.
bro. I promise you, being a WCW kid, I promise you I was right there with you.
Yes, that was me. I love Y2J. Not this. I mean, the new one's okay because he did it.
I mean, he's a shell of his former self. It
Yes,
is what it is.
it is. It is. But yes, Y2J. Love it.
Great pick. Awesome pick. Love the pick. I'll give my reasoning when I get to that point, but I got to give you my number 4 here, and that's Shinsuke Nakamura has an absolute banger of a track. That's why they've tried to stay within the realm of that song. Even when they turn him heel, they always try to give a variation of it. But man, Rising Sun is badass. I love Shinsuke Nakamura's theme.
I love that too.
Yeah.
Fantastic pick on that one.
Yeah, I love that pick. That is my number 4. Now we're hitting into the top 3, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into the top 3 here, and that is going to be Grunmeister. What's your number 3?
Number 3 for me is Slow Chemical for Kane.
Yes, on your list too. Let's get it, man. All right, let's talk about your reasoning. Come on.
Oh, so this was, again, similar to The Undertaker, this was the entrance theme I was introduced to with Kane. And I just, and when I finally heard the full song, like, oh, this is badass. The fire, the flames, the way the song sounds, Finger 11 just being a great band overall, did something very different from what they're used to, and it just fit so perfectly. And I know people think that version of Kane is a lesser version of Kane, but you know what? Look, for me, being just introduced to that Kane, I don't have that connection with the original version of Kane that everyone else had.
Sure.
So it made, so for me, that is Kane. When I think of Kane, when I think of the Kane that I was introduced to, the big red machine, the devil's favorite demon.
Yeah,
And
man.
that is everything. That entrance song was perfect for Kane at that time.
100%. I can't dispute any of that. That's great. Love that pick. That's why I was on my list, because I just thought it was great. Voice, we're at the top 3 now. Where are you at, man? Number 3.
Okay, so this is going to go to my southern nerdy hillbillies.
I look like a nerdy hillbilly.
And it's the Hardys. You gotta love the Hardys. One of the best fucking entrances to come out, especially at that time. They were competing with one of your favorites, The Brood, and they were doing things. I mean, Jeff was doing light shows. It evolved into a spectacular
It
the
sure did.
Hardy's entrance, and I just absolutely love it. Still hits me as a kid, deep down inside.
Man, I can't say that's a deep cut, but that hits me in a deep way is what I meant to say because I love that theme too, and not on my list, but another one of those themes I listened to when I wasn't watching wrestling. So most definitely could have made my list, but once again, this is what my list is mainly based off of. So that brings me to my number three, and that's Break It Down. Come on, the DX theme was on everybody's playlist. Give me a break, ain't the stupid fool. You just got tired of doing what you told me to do. Hit the brakes, boy. Yeah, come on, man. That's a
I love it.
banger through and through, bro. The DX theme was excellent, man.
I love it. That is a great one. Yeah, yours is really knocking it out of the park, man. You're hitting some really good classics.
Bro, it's because, like I said, I'm not thinking like within the realms of, oh, it was influential in wrestling or anything.
Yes,
I'm talking about what I liked, what I listened to. And a big reason I put this list together is, once again, I based my list off of stuff I listened to just on in everyday life, not just when they're coming out to the ring during Monday Night Raw or Nitro or whatever. What I listen to when I'm not watching wrestling. So yeah, that is my number three. That's the DX theme. I loved it for sure. And now number two, Grun, what do you got?
My number two is someone who is no longer with WWE, and he would always bring about the end of days, Baron Corbin.
Ooh,
What the
okay.
hell is that?
Hey,
Music,
Baron Corbin
good
was
music
fire.
you don't know about, Josh. Okay,
I liked his theme. I thought it fit him good.
Tommy Vex was a great vocalist when they were doing stuff with CFO,
Mhm.
who they made great themes for a lot of wrestlers. So there's an NXT, and Baron Corbin is one of them.
Oh man, I remember when they were doing stuff in NXT back when Baron Corbin was there. That was a crazy time. NXT was completely different. Not saying it's bad now. I like NXT now. It was just a different good back then. So most certainly, I like that pick right there. But we got to throw it to the voice. Number two, what you got?
so fans like House, these are things that made I enjoyed as a kid, and I'm gonna go because the band who did this song would perform it. They would come out with this group, and it's the fucking Oddities, man. I
Oh my God,
loved
the
their shit.
Oddities.
I loved ICP did their stuff. I loved that
Oh
they
my
came
God.
out. I loved the fact that ICP wrestled and they were a part of
I
WWE
I
for such a
remember.
small fraction of the world, but it actually happened.
It really did. Oh my gosh. What a good time for sure. Oh man. I thoroughly enjoyed the time when ICP wrestled in WWF. That was like a freaking fever dream. And they were good. They
They
were
were.
good, bro. They weren't bad at all. Like, man, like I know you got your Bad Bunnies and your Logan Pauls and your stereotype, the ones we got now, and they a lot of them do a great job, whatever. But man, ICP wrestling as a tag team was fucking different, bro. That was
Well,
different.
and that's how they started. They were trained wrestlers and did indie shows,
Yeah.
and then they started rapping, and then it became they were getting paid more for the rapping. So when
Yeah.
WWE hit them up for that, using them for their theme song for the Oddities, they were like, we wrestle too, like we can come and do shit, and so they made a connection with them.
That's an awesome story too. I love that. That is awesome. Once again, that
Yes,
was awesome that they wrestled. I
I love
really
what Lou
enjoyed the
said there
visual.
too.
Oh,
One
what
of
Lou
my
was saying here?
favorite ICP was with Vampiro in
Oh,
WCW.
and oh,
Yeah,
Vampiro on WCW. Oh man, I love Vampiro so much. I remember him in WCW, but one of my favorite matches, brutal matches, and man, it was in Lucha Underground. It was Vampiro versus Penta. and it was brutal. I gotta find that match. I want to show you guys that, especially you, voice. Like, you love brutality. I gotta find that Lucha Underground match and show it to you at some point, because it's one of my personal favorites of all time. But love that pick.
Bingo, bitches!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Awesome picks. That brings me to my number 2. No surprise, because I said it was going to be on my list, and that's Break the Walls Down. Chris Jericho, Y2J. I just thought it was a bop. It was a great song. Of course, everything that it meant when he showed up with the countdown and defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock in the same night on his debut in the company to become the undisputed champion. Of course, we know, we get it. We're wrestling fans. We understand that. But damn, that theme was just good on its own. You know I got you. Yeah. Break the walls down. Like, that was just a vibe, man. I'm sorry it was. It was so good that when I used to play WWE or WWF No Mercy back in the day, that was my created wrestlers theme, was Break Down the Walls by Chris Jericho. It was great. Loved it. So yeah, Break Down the Walls will always be a personal favorite of mine.
Love it. Love it.
Yes, yes. And that's going to bring us to our number 1. The number 1 pick. For me, once again, it wasn't in any particular order, but it might have been for you guys. Grunmeister, what's the top of your list, number 1?
You know, it was only recently I started realizing how great this wrestler's entrance theme was, and
Mm-hmm.
Lewis been asking us to sing it. I'll wrap this one. Somebody going to get the ass kicked. Somebody going to get the wig
Get their
split.
wig split.
Somebody going to get the ass kicked. Beat 'em up.
Somebody's going to get their wig split. Beat him up, break his neck. That's my, listen, that's also my number 1. I promise you it is my number 1.
Oh, you two should get a room together.
It's a great song. Come on, man.
It
I mean,
is.
3-6 Mafia, bro. Come on. Like, I'm gonna go see 3-6 Mafia in August, and I'm hoping and praying that they do Mark Henry's theme. It is an amazing song.
It really is.
You're gonna have a great time at that, just so you know.
Oh, I bet he will.
Can't wait.
I bet he will. Like Mark Henry. First time I introduced was in again. This was this theme, but you know what? He just embodied every lyric of that song. He just looked mean and bad. Like, yeah, if he came out to anything else, I'd be upset.
It fit him perfectly, right? Especially during the Hall of Pain gimmick.
Oh
my
God,
God.
yeah.
The Hall of Pain gimmick and that song hand in hand. Because not only, I mean, come on, not only was the theme catchy, it fit the character, but it also had that sense of danger. You know, you understand what I'm saying. You guys both understand what I'm saying. When you hear like the Shield theme, you're like, damn, somebody's about to get the brakes beaten off of him. You know what I'm saying? When Kane's theme hits, damn, somebody's about to get annihilated. When Mark Henry's theme hits, you know you was going to feel the Hall of Pain. I mean, it was impactful in many different ways, and that's why it was my number 1 on the list. But Voice, your number 1, where you at, bro?
My number 1, we've discussed things when we've picked them of, you know what's going to happen. You understand the violence when you hear these people's names, their music hit. The one, the only I can say is the late, the great Sabu. Anytime I hear those blues played, it's amazing. It you know that it's going to come with the lights coming off. You're going to hear these instruments play, and then boom, as soon as they come on, he's there. He's in a turban. He's ready to tear you apart. When we discuss Sabu and all those things, we go back. I've discussed it many times. He is the influence of my love for wrestling getting changed. He was the pinnacle, the one spot I can say, this is where my mind of wrestling changed to what it could be. Discussing things with him, just that music hitting, you know, something great's about to happen.
Love that pick. We had the opportunity to do a top 5 themes just a few weeks ago, but this was relegated to top 5 ECW themes, and he was on both of our list. So it's no surprise that and as a matter of fact, I'm not even gonna lie to you, voice. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I knew he was gonna be on your list. I just didn't know where.
Yeah.
I just didn't know where, but
And
it
it's such
makes
a
sense
unique
exactly where he
sound,
was
though.
gonna be at.
His entrance
Yeah.
is a unique sound. It's very him in the character he tried to build. So I
Yeah.
think it's one of my most influential ones.
For me, it hits all the same marks that I just said about Mark Henry's theme. That it fit him perfectly, it was catchy, and it was impactful because when you heard it, you knew something bad was about to happen.
Oh yeah.
And it checks all those boxes. All those boxes for sure. Like our guy Maurice in the chat said, rest in heaven, Sabu, for sure. He said that in the chat there. So just wanted to show that love because if you get a chance to, Mo, go ahead and check out our Sabu interview from, I think it was early this year, maybe late last year, but still a great episode. It's in our catalog. Go check it out. It's part of our ECW Watch Along series. It was great. We got the Lou throwing them up in the air for Sabu, so much love for that. And much love for this episode, guys. This was fun. We talked a whole lot about SmackDown. And the themes part was fun. I do have a few honorable mentions that I want to throw in there real quick. I'm just gonna kind of list them off. And I'll just do the, I'll sing them. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I sing them. I don't care. Like, Christian's WWE theme. If you close your eyes, you might see the truth revealed. That I thought that one was good. That was fire. Another one, NWO Black and White. Like I thought that was good. That was another fire one. Yeah, that's just a few of them. Back to Mark Henry. Another one that fit his character when he was doing Sexual Chocolate. It's sexual, baby. Whoa! I know you remember that one, voice. I know you remember Sexual
Oh, that
Chocolate
was
theme.
horrible.
Yeah, but listen, it was good enough for me.
Oh, it was good.
You ever hear of Garfield?
My number, Lou. My number one was somebody's gonna get their ass kicked by Mark Henry's team, 3-6 Mafia. Given that was my number one. That was my number one. If you didn't hear that, but yeah, that one was great. But yeah, those are a few of my honorable mentions that I just want to throw in there. I don't know if you guys have any. If you do, you can go ahead and throw them out.
Yeah. Go ahead, Grun.
Okay. One honorable mention I definitely want to throw out is Matt Hardy's individual theme song. I can slam the tornado.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, Matt version 2.0.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta throw out an honorable mention to that. And you know what? Jeff Hardy's No More Words entrance theme by the band. Nevermore and Ever After, I think.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Oh man.
Yes, that's it, Maurice. Matt Hardy V1. That's the one right there. Voice, do you have some honorable mentions, bro?
Yeah, I think one of the most important ones that was not on anybody's list, Shawn Michaels. Sexy Boy is one of the most iconic.
Sexy Boy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think him, if I'm going to go the Nation of Domination, I always loved those. Yeah. It was something that it hit real quick for you. And what Howse, we left him off, but fucking New Jack.
Oh my God,
that was a theme song that played an entire
throughout
match.
the entire beatdown. Imagine getting your ass beat to a soundtrack. That's what New Jack did all the time.
Very true. And I believe his was it was that team up, that collab with Dr. Dre and Tupac.
Yeah. Yep. It was. I think it was, as a matter of fact. And yeah, they did that, and that's the theme that he went with. Also, of course, Stone Cold, The Rock, iconic themes. The Rock's theme was one that I listened to when I
Yes.
wasn't watching wrestling. Didn't make my list, but still, I mean, it was a good theme. Another one, this one might be kind of a deep cut right here. Zack Ryder. Oh, radio, tell me everything you know. I thought that was good. That one was always stuck with me. Oh, voice, you got another one?
Danhausen.
Danhausen.
When his hits, people pop for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just purely carnival nonsense with his
Yeah.
face.
Oh
it's
man.
fantastic.
Chris Jericho's current theme that everybody likes to sing, that seems to be
Yeah.
pretty popular. I like it. I don't hate it. You know what I'm saying? It's a good one. Yeah, that's just a few honorable mentions that oh yeah, Dolph Ziggler's theme. Lou says Dolph Ziggler's theme. That was another good one. Just like this is what I wanted, y'all. I wanted you guys in the chat giving some of y'all's favorites. Keep going. It was great. Maurice is saying, woo, woo, woo. You know it. He said it was such cringe. But, he made it work in the time to being the whole Jersey boy or whatever.
He
and
really
it's so
did.
cool. It's so cool that Matt Cardona has evolved into what he's evolved into to a point where he's getting his name shouted out on SmackDown by by John Cena.
Hell yeah.
Another one is Taz, is WWE. That boom, boom, boom. It was that, that heartbeat thing.
Yes, man.
Dude, that was
good stuff.
And when I first heard that at that Royal Rumble, I lost my shit.
Oh, yes, man. Oh, that Booker T's theme. Lou says Booker T's theme.
Of course. Harlem Heat's theme.
Yeah, that was gold, man. Come on. I loved that. That was good stuff. But man, this was a great episode, man. Thank you guys in the chat so much. Join our Discord. I got to push the Discord again. Make sure you join us and everything that we are doing. If we can get that right there in the chat at some point, that'd be great. But this was another one of those great episodes that I just think was juicy. We got it all out there, and it needed to be what it needed to be for sure. And with that being said, I got to ride off into the sunset because, oh God, the nerves are setting back in because just in a few hours, I'm going to be sitting in Gamebridge watching Game 7 of the Pacers, and I got to prepare for that. And with that being said, I'm going to throw it over to my man, Grunmeister. You can go ahead and pitch anything that you need to pitch. Let them know where they can catch you at everything that you do, man.
Catch me Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern, where I talk about SmackDown. That is on Twitch at Grunmeister. That is also, if you're a YouTube, if you prefer YouTube, that is at Grunmeister as well. Both spelled the same way. Follow both those channels. Check it out. I'll be streaming from both as much as possible. Also, be sure to, if you get the link for the Discord, get it soon, because we do have a set that the code or the link changes every week.
Yes, and get on that Discord, because that's where we're giving you guys drops for when we're going to do episodes, special content. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff as the Discord starts to grow, and you want to be there for that. So go ahead and join us there. But Voice, go ahead and let them know everything you're doing, where they can catch you at, where can they hear the voice of the voice.
All right, so fans, if you liked what you've seen here, you can catch me tomorrow night with the Grunmeister. He's our blue-eyed villain. And the Chaos Goblin, Kevin Calloway, where we do the Monday Night Raw preview review show. It's a fun time where we discuss 3 topics in which involves the world of wrestling, and we want you to be a part of it. We want you to come and see what we do and see how we treat Grun when we're paid to, do things to him and make sure that he says the things we want him to say. But that's a fun time, and that's 7 p.m. on Mondays. Outside of that, you can come and check out some really cool shit I do with Howse. It's the ECW Watch Along. You can join me and Howse where we go back in time and we rewatch ECW. It's a fun time, and you should be a part of it. Right now, we're in the midst of it. We're in about 1999, towards the end of it, about to hit 2000. There's a lot of things happening. A lot of people are coming back. A lot of people are going to start teaming up. We're on the cusp of seeing Tajiri with Mikey Whipwreck in one of the best tag teams that was ever in ECW. So come be a part of that. That is Thursdays at 5 p.m. that's when we go live. And outside of that, it's Sunday here where we do the house party. It's a fun time. We invite you to be here. It's when the group gets together and we talk wrestling. We talk everything that happened in the past week, and we might talk some things like you seen here where we had a top 10 of our favorite wrestling themes. You were a part of it, you enjoyed it, and you can be here next time. That's Sunday, every Sunday around noon, 12:30, brunchish time. You can come in and have some fun with us. We enjoy it, and always remember those days are.
Welcome to Raw is Jericho!
That's my new favorite one.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Check out everything The Voice is doing. He does a great job producing and all the things that he does here on In Your House, whether it be on Monday, Thursdays, or Sundays. Check him out every now and again on Saturdays too, Conspiracies at Seas. Check out what he is doing for sure. So make sure you're following that. If that's what you are into and you want to get weird, go check him out on Saturdays. But as far as it's a fun time, guys. But as for me, you guys know me. I'm always working in the background, doing my thing, trying to do what we got to do to make In Your House as awesome as it possibly can be. You can check me out on Wednesdays, doing my thing with the amazing Annie O'Neill. We talk all things Monday Night Raw, and we'll go over everything that happened. That's the Raw Deal with Howse and O'Neill. It's a great, great time, so check us out. My man already told you about our ECW watch along, but I feel like I need to bring it back up because it has become one of our more popular shows on the channel. We just saw some growth this past Thursday from many different regions of the world, whether it be the UK. We had a lot of UK in there, a lot of new UK buddies for sure. Puerto Rico with Daniel Garcia. We had some Washington State over there in the Seattle area. It's great. It was definitely great that we got it. And New York, Syracuse, New York, that was great. So yeah, check us out, ECW Watch Along. It is great. Yes, sir. You could also catch me here on Sundays. But guys, this is what we do. This is the work that we're putting in your house, and we're starting to grow. Make sure you join that Discord because now it's really starting to pop. Once again, you can connect with wrestling fans from all over the globe, and that's not hyperbole. I'm not joking. That's the truth. You can connect with other wrestling fans from all over the globe, right here in the United States, over there in the UK, Puerto Rico, wherever. We got some Canadian listeners. Bring it on. We got you guys. Come and join the Discord and discuss wrestling when we're not here live, and then that can get you more interactive with the show for future opportunities. And guys, that's all part of the work. And that's HOWSE, and that W stands for work. So for The Voice, Josh Joseph, for the blue-eyed villain Grun Monster, and the whole team here at In Your House, I'm Olakan the Concept House, here to tell you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Go Pacers. Peace.
Yeah. In your house with Okan. Hey, Okan, in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Rumpus in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke.